Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm A Squared Gamer, and today we are going to be playing Crusader Kings 3 again. Surprise, surprise. I'm sure nobody was expecting that. Um, yeah, today's going to be a short stream, so let's get right into it. We're still an adventurer, doing our adventurer thing. We're down here in India. So last stream, we just collected some contracts. And then this stream, we're going to collect some more contracts, make some money. We are at 441 gold. So that is a lot of money we currently have. We have one kid that needs to be educated. She is bossy. Martial and stewardship will be her focus. Base 0, base 1 in martial. Base 2 in stewardship. Base 2, base 1, base 2 in prowess. Yeah, so she can focus on stewardship. That'll be her education focus. And because of that, her educator will be someone who's good at stewardship. Login, 22 stewardship, 11 learning. Yep, she would be the best. So she can teach. And because she's a guardian of one of my relatives, that gives her a plus 15 opinion of me. And then I believe no other, yeah, there's only 2 other children who are not being educated, and they're not 3 years old yet. So we've taken care of that. Let's do some contracts now. I like these uncover secret contracts because the secret that we uncover can be used not only to accomplish the contract, but then after the contract is over, we can use that same secret we've already discovered to blackmail someone into either giving us money or prestige. And we'll see how that works later on. Wily eyes and ears are needed in Bikrampur for work discovering personal secrets. Takers must be discreet. So we will travel to accept that contract. We're going through one low danger area. Do we have to go through there? I mean, it is faster. We'd arrive in 40 days. However, if we go around that danger area, that adds 3 days to our trip. And then go around it on our way back. That adds another 4 days. Yeah, so it'll take an extra week to go around this forest. But now we have 0 danger areas. So let's travel that route. Unpause the game. We're at 4 speed, so the travel should be quick. There I am on my little horse. Oh, I was doing a scheme to learn my wife's language, and after lots of hard work, I finally learned the Magadhi language. This is the 3rd time I tried this. Or maybe the 4th time. I don't even remember. Endless hours practicing accentuation, sleepless nights mimicking inflection, countless lessons mastering intonation. It was all worth it in the end. During my efforts, I looked to emulate Mistress Bhagavati's accent. I'm sure that she would be impressed with my results. And of course, Kamrupi peasants now respect me a great deal more. I feel accomplished, or perhaps I should send her a letter. 99% chance of success. I wasn't going to send her a letter because she's my wife and already has 100 opinion of me. But if there's a 99% chance of success, why not? I literally lose nothing from it. And I gain 20. She gains 25 opinion of me and grows closer to forming a friendship. She's impressed with my knowledge. And then I learned the language, so ended my learn language scheme. And now that that's over, I have a 5 foreign language limit. So I know Tibetan, that's my native language. Magadhi is my wife's language, my first wife. Now I can try and learn my second wife's language, which is Gurjar, if I remember correctly. start the scheme. 90% success chance? Okay. So that language is as good as learned. It doesn't say what she speaks though. I think I have to look at her culture. Yep, Gurjar language. So that is what I'm trying to learn now. Meanwhile, we've arrived at our contract destination. Mahasamanta Hari Singh's suspicions lie upon his vassal Nagarapati Pushkaranadipya. And so I find myself stalking him through the halls of a temple. We've seen these events before. We just see our target whispering as he's walking through a temple, and so we can either get closer and eavesdrop. We could just lie to our contract giver about what we heard, or we can threaten the target to tell us the secret. So usually I choose to eavesdrop because it's an intrigue challenge, and my intrigue stat is at 46, best in the world. And that's not hyperbole. I believe I am the best in the world. If I look at every single character, there's 24,234 characters currently in the game. If I sort by highest intrigue, I'm number 1. So best in the world. Let's eavesdrop. Let me see here. And success. And of course now I'm on my way back home. The contract is over. The mercenaries of Suvar Nagram. Okay, so we've seen this before. This guy shows up while we're in a tavern on our way back, and he's saying, we're the best mercenaries in the world, hire us. And so I can either say, the best, you got my attention, and I get an army of 600 men. But those who have been following this playthrough might remember that we have already done this event once before, and that's where we got these 600 men. Amelia Davis, welcome. Stream is doing good so far. Thanks for asking, and thanks for the follow. So because we've had this event before, I don't think I want the 600 men because it'll cost me 50 gold. I have plenty of gold at the moment, but we already have 600 men. I don't think we need any more. We could instead hire this guy to join us. 21 martial, 23 prowess. He is excellent. A blade master as well. Vengeful, but also patient and chaste. So if I hire him, he'd be my bodyguard, and he is excellent. However, I get stressed out because I'm paranoid. And having a complete stranger that I just hired be my bodyguard and be around me all the time would stress me out. If I look at my current bodyguards, I already have my bodyguard position full. So I think he would replace Lecky because Lecky's only good, while Gyao-Chen down here is excellent. So if I hire him, he would replace Lecky, I believe. He not only is he chaste, he's also homosexual. So if I marry him to someone, they probably will not have children. There's a high likelihood they will not have children. However, he's really good. So I'm going to hire him, even if I'm paranoid and I'll get stressed out. Ooh, I'm overwhelmed by stress. Let me pause. Traveling through the sometimes harsh environment has invigorating effects on at least my state of mind and vigor. As I glance over at Sokarma, however, she does not appear to be doing quite as good. Her movement is labored, her breathing heavy, and spontaneous bursts of coughing ripple through her body. Clearly, she is not well. Alright. She's only 18. I could just have my doctor treat her. And before I unpause, I see he was supposed to be excellent, but now he's good. Why is he only good? The option told me he was going to be an excellent bodyguard. There's music happening. People right outside my my window having a party. I'm not sure if the mic can pick it up, but the music is really loud. Okay, so apparently he's only good. He's not excellent. That's unfortunate. I thought he'd be excellent. However, he's still one of my champions, and he's my best champion. So even if he's not excellent, at least he was still worth it to hire and bring on into my camp. I have 6 champions, so Lecky would be 5th. Govinda would be 6th. I don't think he's quite good enough. I would like to have one more champion slightly better than him. I would like Lecky to be my worst champion, if I could help it. But I paused the game because we completed the contract, we're on our way back home, and before any more events pop up to distract me, let's go to the secret that we discovered while doing our contract. Hooked in secrets. This guy is a non-believer. That's the secret we discovered. He has 181 gold. So let's blackmail him, and he has a 60% chance of accepting. If he accepts, we can then turn that secret into a hook. And once it becomes a hook, because of our intrigue lifestyle, we have a perk that allows us... No, it's in the stewardship tree. We have the golden obligations perk, which allows us to demand payment for hooks. However, if he declines the blackmail, then we can expose the secret instead. And because of our intrigue lifestyle, the I look good in comparison perks gives us prestige every time we expose someone else's secret. So whether he accepts or declines the blackmail, I benefit in the end. So let's unpause now, see whether he accepts or declines. Oh, this is the mental break from my stress. Recently, I feel like I am not worthy to be leader. Do others doubt themselves as I doubt myself? I try to be good, noble, but I am simply too craven to act as bravely as others. And it seems my followers notice constantly. Damn this universe for placing such responsibilities on a wretch like me. So I can either seclude myself and become reclusive, which is bad, really bad. Or I can confide in Selbar because I have the confider trait. Right there. So I lose 63 stress, and Selbar gains 20 opinion of me. He's my only friend, so his current opinion is already at 100. But this is the best option. So let's go ahead and lose that stress. I'm no longer overwhelmed. And this guy accepted the blackmail. So now with his 181 gold, I can demand payment, and he'll pay me 15 gold. And that will use the hook because it's a weak hook. And so now the hook disappears. But that's fine. I got 15 extra gold out of that contract, which is why I love uncover secret contracts. The more I can get of those, the better. Growing up. Father begins my son Sumnang as he marches up to me. Sumnang is my oldest child and my player heir. So if I die, I will play as Sumnang. Which is why this event popped up, because I'm currently raising Sumnang myself. Which gives me these events as he grows up. I have decided that, as I am now a man, I shall have my own tent. No more sharing with anyone for me. The youth stands still, spiel finished, petulant, defiance, oozing from his posture. Almost involuntarily, I crook an eyebrow at this unprovoked display. I will not budge on this. I am an adult, and I demand to be treated as an adult. Okay, you're a man now. I spent 75 prestige, and he gains 25 opinion of me, and he gains 75 prestige. However, he's already at 100, so I don't really need that from him. However, because I'm a 5-star conniving puppet master, that was my education trait, I have this other option available to me. You want it? Earn it. And I set my son a challenge. Determined by my education trait. Okay, so it's an intrigue challenge. 50% chance he triumphs, gains 40 opinion of me, and gains 150 prestige. So he gains more opinion and more prestige of me, plus I don't have to use any of my own prestige, like I did in the first option over here. Or there's a 50% chance he fails to impress me. He gains 60 stress and loses 40 opinion of me. So I don't think I want to risk that. I could say, bye, you're a child, till I say otherwise. But that just gives me prestige. I have 5,000 of which that I know not what to do with. And so let's just go with, you're a man now, okay. Have it your way. Even if I spend 75, I'm just giving it to you anyway. So since I'm going to play as him in the future, might as well. And now the Scout for Talent always pops up. Shani Bangar is really not good at anything. And this is to be a stooge, right? He'd be good at being a stooge, at least. But now, hit the road, you useless ogre. I have arrived at camp. So my contract is now truly finished. I can also go on a hike to lose stress. I've already been losing stress because every single time I travel, I lose stress. I believe that perk is in here somewhere. No, is it in the intrigue? No. Where is that perk? On the road. No, that's not it either. That just makes me faster. Stalwart leader. Oh. I don't know where that perk is. Oh, no, wait. It's my lifestyle focus over here on the left side. Destination focus. No, current. Okay, so I'm currently on the journey focus. Every travel location, -2 stress. That's where that's happening. Baronstra, welcome. What's my goal with this campaign? Well, my short-term goal, since I'm currently an adventurer, is to make my way up north. My current character is of the Sumpa culture and the Ari faith. If you look at where those two places exist, the Ari faith is down here in the south, along with 3 of my faith holy sites. Meanwhile, the Sumpa culture is up north, all the way up here. My other 2 holy sites are over here. So, I would like to go to my culture where it exists in predominance. So eventually, as I'm doing contracts, I want to keep moving my camp slowly northward until I reach up here, where my culture is. At which point, I would like to get some land, because I like to roleplay my playthroughs. And this character, as an adventurer, I would have been perfectly fine living as an adventurer. However, this character has an event popped up right here, Lust for Land. The character is willing to stop at nothing to become landed. And so on some point during his lifetime, he's already 41, I would need to get some land. And so I will go up to where my culture is, get some land. That is the short-term goal. Long-term goal is to form one of these duchies, then form the Amdo Kingdom, and then with the Amdo Kingdom, I'd like to form the Empire of Tibet. That is the endgame goal for this playthrough. It's why I chose a Tibetan character. Sumpa is a Tibetan heritage culture. And so I would like to form the Empire of Tibet by the end of my playthrough. My previous playthrough, if you'd like to watch, I tried to form the Empire of Hispania. However, I ended up failing that goal. I got as far as forming the Kingdom of Valencia down here. You can't really see at the moment. But yeah, I got the Duchy of Barcelona, and then this is the Duchy of Valencia, and then I formed the Kingdom of Valencia right here where this teal colored kingdom is. And then as I was working to get the Empire of Hispania, the game bugged out on me after an update, and so I couldn't continue my playthrough. But that is where the playthrough ended. If you'd like to watch that previous playthrough, I uploaded all my previous streams onto my YouTube channel. It's the same tag as my Twitch. It's at A2Gamer. So you can check out my previous playthrough there. This playthrough, I want to form the Empire of Tibet. So the previous playthrough was the westernmost empire I could find. And then this playthrough is the easternmost empire I could find. That wasn't Mongolia, because, you know, I don't want to play as Mongolia. That's kind of broken. And so, short-term goal, move up here, get some land. Long-term goal, form the Empire of Tibet. Oh no, wait, those are the kingdoms. There, the Empire of Tibet. And those are the goals for this playthrough. Thanks for asking, because I don't think I've actually spelled that out at any point since we started this new playthrough. But where was I? I'm at 58 stress, so we can go on a hike. Can I go on a long hike now? Do I have that perk available to me? Okay, the area where I'm currently at is not very good for a hike. So let's go to Rampur Boalia. Seven days to get there, 7 days back. We'll focus on storyteller because we'll lose stress anyways while we're on the hike. So let's focus on a storyteller intent. And we will gain fame from a bunch of different random events. Currently, our level of fame is exalted among men. Very cool. We'll love to see it. Well, I'm happy you'd like to see it. I am here to entertain at the end of the day. So exalted among men is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's level 5 of among level of fame. Legendary figure is the max level 6. And we need, wow, 15,000 fame for the next level up. Okay. So who will be coming with us? Someone who does not like us. Oh, these people are at 100. Lecky's at 86, but I think that's because I fired him as my bodyguard. He was at 100 before. So let's select Lecky. He can come with us. And can we go on a long hike now? We can. I unlocked that perk. It'll cost me 35 gold. The activity will be longer and give more opportunities. I am in need of a long journey away from everything. A moment to just be for myself. A moment to just be for myself. Okay. I've never done a long hike before, so let's do this, see what it's all about. And the reason I can do that is because the home away from home perk unlocks the hike activity option, long hike. And the reason I can even hike in the first place as an activity, even if it's a short one, is because of the just one more hill perk. No, storyteller perk. You gain access to the hike activity. So let's go on this hike. On the road again. Finally, the open road lies before me. Soon I shall set foot in the verdant farmlands of beautiful Rampur Boalia. Oh, how I long for its tree line and sweet-smelling orchids, to see blackbirds flying through the open skies above me. I must be off already. Nagipoti here is my caravan master. Okay. I can't wait. 3 days until it begins. Arrival. My retinue and I finally arrived at Rampur Boalia. And, just for a moment, I'm taken in by the view. Farmers tend to their fields, whilst animals graze quietly in fields of green. At last, I can leave all those past struggles behind me and just focus on finding a moment to unwind. A chance to set everything aside and truly relax. Ah, finally. Peace. I lost 11 stress just by arriving at my destination to hike. I haven't even hiked yet. So we have a 4-month hike now. I lost 6 stress by finding a small family of rabbits. I saw a sanding stone and I gained some fame for it. And now a night to remember. As we settle in for the night, we see the whole sky light up with stars. It's one of the clearest nights we have seen since we left Laxmanavati, which is where my camp is headquartered at the moment. It's quiet, not a sound to be heard, but be it from people or animals. It's like the farmlands are holding their breath as we are all taking in the night sky. I should go to bed and get rested for the morning, but maybe I can stay up for another hour or two. I will remember this for as long as I live. I gain 79 fame and lose 32 stress. I gained 79 fame just from the sanding stone I saw. Now let me drink some water before I keep reading. My mouth is already dry. I did drink a carbonated beverage right before stream, so maybe that's why my mouth is so dry. But let's continue on. We still have 3 months of this hike. I gained 79 fame by finding a vibrant feather. And now I gain 26 by finding nesting birds. This is why the storyteller intent is so good, because you have a bunch of little events that pop up that help you gain fame. For free, basically. A small grave. As we travel through the fields around Rampur Boalia, we come across what looks like a grave. It has a small stone with a name carved into it. There's nothing that might indicate why the grave exists out here, so far from civilization. Despite the remote location, a lot of effort has been put into making the area look nice. Considering the situation, I should offer up some prayers and gain 100 piety, or dig up whatever valuables they hid in the grave, spending 100 piety, but I could either get no treasure, nothing happens. I could get a small treasure of 5 gold, a medium treasure of 15 gold, or a large treasure of 50 gold, and uncovering an artifact. I mean, I have 305 piety. I don't have much, but I am gaining 1.5 per month, which is a lot. I only gain 0.15 of prestige per month. So I gain a lot of prestige per month, but I don't do it, or I should say I gain a lot of piety per month, but I don't do anything that will give me more piety, which is why it's so low. But I'm willing to risk it. Let's spend 100. I'm not a pious person, am I? No, I'm a coward, I'm ambitious, and I'm paranoid. None of that lends towards religion. I'm also a deviant and disloyal and gallows bait. Yes, I'm not a very religious person. Let's dig up whatever valuables they hid. No treasure. That was, I think, the worst thing that could have happened. So let's continue on our hike. I met a group of traders and gained 5 gold. That was unexpected. I also lost stress, 8 stress by resting near a gentle waterfall. And now my stress is down to 1. The river at Journey's End. Oh, that actually goes well with me resting near a waterfall. It is getting late in the day when we finally arrive at a small river with no bridge in sight. I look as best as I can, but there is nothing to be seen on the other side. In some ways, it feels like the border between the last vestiges of civilization and the unknown wilderness on the other side. I take a moment to sit down and rest my feet. Occasionally, I feel like I can see something moving on the other side of the water, or like someone is watching me, but I cannot make anything out. A good stopping point, I think. I gained 52 fame, and we have about a month and a half left in our journey. I saw a lost sheep, and that gained me 26 fame. I met a friendly dog, and that lost me 11 stress. Hikes are awesome. You know, as all of these events keep popping up, that's the one thing that popped into my head. Hikes are awesome. A quiet pond. After a long day of walking through the farmlands around Rampur Boalia, I suddenly find a quiet pond in the middle of the wilderness. Besides some quiet birds drinking by the water, there is not a single man or beast to be seen. We sit down by the waters, rest our feet, and I hear Lecky let out a heavy sigh. A moment to rest. I lost 32 stress, but I'm already at 0, so this hike has already succeeded. I came across an ancient megalith, and I gained 105 fame. 20 days left in our hike. A battlefield forgotten. I hear the carrion birds in the distance long before I see it with my own eyes. A small battlefield filled with dead bodies, clearly left to rot for some time now. The birds, beaks bloody, occasionally look up from their meals as I pass by. Lecky gags at the sight of it all. Lecky gags at the sight of it all and makes his way out of the area. I should offer up a small prayer for the dead. I gained 79 fame and 100 piety. That's the 100 piety I lost earlier, so I can get it back. Or let's see if I can find something valuable. And of course, let's gain that 15 gold. Money over piety every time. Especially with this character. A week left. And now we're returning home. With one last step, I finally leave the farmlands around Rampur Boalia. I look back one last time, reminiscing about my journey through the farmlands. The stress has melted away, and I feel like I have found new meaning in life. Turning around with a small sigh to myself, I start my return. Alas, such is the way of life. I lose 95 stress because of my veteran traveler trait. But I was already at 0. And so that's 120 stress that I could have lost that I didn't because I had already lost all of my stress. So yeah, if I'm at level 1 stress or level 2 stress, a hike is a great activity to lose some stress. And I wasn't even focusing on recreation, which is more stress losing events pop up. No, I was focusing on storyteller. So I gained 528 fame, lost 204 stress, spent 100 piety, and gained 20 gold. All in all, it was a good hike. Now we go back home, and we have arrived back home. And so now let's do... Is this contract still down here? Yes, it is. Intrigue contracts are perfect because of how good my intrigue stat is. So let's go with the eyes in the shadows. A clever observer? A clever observer. For some reason, that doesn't sound right to me. And if you want to observe, you're an observer. Yeah, that's correct. I don't know why it sounded so weird in my mouth. A clever it's because of the word clever right before the word observer. The VER ending was throwing me off balance. A clever observer is needed in Swetaka Mandala. The Samanta, which is a title, wants to keep an eye on his neighbors and their deeds. He is merely curious. That's all you need to know. Okay, I mean, really, the only thing I need to know, I don't care that he's curious. All I need to know is that he's paying me 62 gold. And so let's travel to accept. Why can I not? Consular left court. He's someone's spy master and he is currently not at court. So I have to wait for him to get back. Let me unpause, let some days go by. There, 2 days went by. Can I do it now? No. Okay, let's wait until March. Okay, we're in the 2nd of March. Where are you? The game says you're there. Yeah, the game says you're there. I don't know why I can't do this. Okay, it's the 2nd of March. How about we do one more contract. Confidence Trickster takes a long time. Oh, I didn't even see these contracts down here. Eyes in the shadows down here. Consular left court. I don't know. I can't do it. Let's settle boundary dispute, I guess. This is a quick contract, so we'll do this and see if something happens with the other 2 contracts while I'm gone. Exceptional success pays 64 gold, so let's go do this one. Experienced arbitrator sought by the Nagarapati of Odantapuri to settle a boundary dispute. Education in Bengali law would be helpful. That's a nice little quote from a resume. Or not from a resume, from a job posting. Yeah, this is really close. I'll get there in 39 days. Let's go ahead on my horsey. This guy, ooh, he's got 21 learning. The more people with high learning in our camp, the better my camp boosts my modifiers. And so we definitely want this guy in my camp. And he does say he'll do anything for a coin, and so it only costs 1 coin to hire him. He'd be a terrible stooge, but that doesn't matter because once I hire a stooge, no one wants to be a stooge. So if I fire him from being a stooge, his opinion of me will actually go up. It's the only position where firing them makes them like me more. So now I fire him. It does cost me 25 prestige to fire someone, but that's fine. I have plenty of prestige to go around. Yeah. And now I want to look at my other positions and see if this new guy would be excellent. And no, he doesn't even show up. I have 3 good positions. My second bodyguard, my head porter, and my second. Which is like my right-hand man. And none of those 3 positions have anyone who would be excellent at them. Which is why we have good people on them at the moment. Yeah, so that's done with that scouting for talent. Let's continue on our way. Arbitration double dues. Odantapuri is in uproar long before our arrival. Apparently, years of mistakes on the part of our employer and his ilk have led to many local estates and business being taxed twice or more just by different collectors with different duties. After much grumbling and attempts at polite redress, things are finally threatening to boil over into something bloodier. Nagarapati Mukundanarayan is at pains to let us know that our coin depends on calming the situation quickly and quietly. So I think I can resolve this using my stewardship skill. That only has a 36% chance of success because my stewardship is only at 11, which is average. This sounds like an issue of communication would be using my diplomacy skill, which is my second best skill at 27, which is excellent. And so that gives me an immediate success. There's no percentages. I would succeed instantly. Paying me 27 gold. Okay. I lack a suitable officer to delegate to. Oh, if I had a quartermaster, that would give me this option, but I don't, so it doesn't. Or we simply redraw the boundaries. Because I have an explorer's camp purpose, this option is available to me. But I think it's the same. I gain 830 provisions. Here I only gain 415 and 75 prestige. This would give me 150 prestige. This one does not give me a hook on my contractor, but this one does. Okay, so the explorer's camp skill or purpose would be the better option between this and the diplomacy skill. And so let's just simply redraw the boundaries. And I excelled at contract hook on this guy now. There is the hook. Arbitration success. Kirong's Tabard, which is the name of my adventurer's camp, have experience in the field of cartography, and between half-concocted stories and bold pronunciations on the new way to do things, they entirely give ground to us. The good people of Odantapuri are so relieved by the prospect of an end to double taxation that they seem tacitly willing to ignore the extra fees already levied. Something I make emphatically clear to Nagarapati Mukundanarayan is a win that he should simply take. So I make emphatically clear to him that this is a win he should take. We leave the city later that day, purses fat with fresh coin. Another happy patron. So I'm at 485 gold. So was that an ordinary success? It wasn't an exceptional one? Oh well, either way, now that I have a hook on this guy, I can demand payment for it, thanks to that golden obligations perk I showed you earlier. And he'll give me an extra 15 gold. And that uses up the hook, but that's fine. Especially since his health is poor, so he's probably going to die soon anyways. So let's get that money when we can. Let's go back to our camp. We have arrived. And now, are these contracts available to me? Yes, they are. How about this one? This one is not, but that's fine. She's still not at court. But this guy returned to his court, so now I can travel to accept that contract from him. And this would take 4 months, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that if I go by boat, it might be faster. Wait, hold on. This would take 4 months. So if I go this way... Oh wait, this is my return trip. That's why there was this big messy loop happening. Okay, on my way there. If I go through the water... Does that make my trip faster? It does not. It actually makes it slower. Never mind, then we can go through land. It's all safe anyways. Everything is white. And there are 0 danger areas. So let's travel to accept that contract. While he's traveling on his way, I will take another drink of water because I know another event is going to pop up. Okay, so this is another growing up event for my player, but first I want to see what this is. Oh, I can gather provisions should I need it, but I'm currently maxed out on provisions. So let's look at every parent's duty. And it won't just toss me? Queries my son Samnang, trying and failing to keep the quiver from his voice. I glance down at the small pony he sits on. The easiest, most placid learner mount I could find in the entire camp. Was I this scared when my father taught me to ride? Okay, then I'll just kick her into a trot and... Remember, be firm but respectful, which is a diplomacy challenge. I have don't be afraid to crack the whip, which is a martial challenge. Most definitely I'm going to fail that. Martial is my worst stat. At only 9. Is the volume loud? Or was that just a spot in the music? Nah, everything is like normal. I guess that was just a spot in the music. A little peak. So, martial challenge, we're going to fail that. Master the horse or it'll toss you. Prowess challenge, we're probably going to fail that as well. It's less than 50-50. Or I say nothing and it's exactly 50-50 that my son succeeds. Yeah, so we're going to go with the only one that was actually in the positives, which is a diplomacy challenge. And not only is it in the positives, it's at 92% chance. He gains 40 opinion of me and confidence gained. Plus 2 to martial, plus 25% stress loss for 10 years. He's currently 8. So I have that until he's 18. Oh, he failed, got wounded, lost 20 opinion of me because I let him down. That was an 8% chance, and it happened. This is why I'll say it once and I'll say it again. If it's not 100% or 0%, then it's a 50-50. Okay. She's good because she's comely and a novice physician, but she's already 46, so she can't have any more children. And so the comely trait no longer matters. And even if she wasn't that old, she's already married. And I don't think her husband will come with her. If he did, that'd be good because her husband is good. Her husband is worth it, but she is not. So hit the road, you useless debaucher. Debaucher. Oh, because she's lustful. Okay. Where am I? Ooh, I'm all the way down there. Culture diverged. This person created Ladakh, a divergent culture of Zhangzong, which is another Tibetan heritage. And so Ladakh is also Tibetan, right? Yes, Tibetan. Except they don't speak the Tibetan language like Zhangzong did. They instead speak Kashmiri. Are they in Kashmir? They are. I think. Yeah, I think that's where Kashmir is in modern day. But yeah, that happened. It has nothing to do with us, but it happened. Meanwhile, we're just about to arrive at our contract location. Eyes in the shadows. I'm supposed to meet this guy. But when I arrived in Swataka Mandala, the castle seems empty. No one is about. You look confounded, adventurer, comes a whisper from the shadows. Are you really suited for this task? What we need is someone vigilant, cautious, subtle. I frantically look about. The voice appears to come from a different direction with each word. You seem to be none of those, says the voice, as this guy appears behind me. Okay, so I kept saying this guy because I didn't want to say his name and disrupt the flow of the story that was happening, but let me try his name now. His name is Samantha, which is, I believe, the title. So his title is, he is a Samantha. And his name is Samantha Varman of Swataka Mandala. So Swataka Mandala is his place. Samantha is his title, Swataka Mandala is his place, and his name is Samantha Varman. So I'll start planning a breakout immediately. Restarts my scheme. Because of my intrigue skill, or I don't want this contract. So we will start immediately, and the reason this guy is being so secretive is because this guy is this guy's spy master. But Samantha Varman here, Subakaradeva's spy master, remember, wants me to find secrets about him and then tell them to Samantha Varman. So this guy spy master wants me to find secrets on him to give to the spy master. I'm not sure if I explained that out correctly because the names are so long, but let me summarize this in one quick sentence. Subakaradeva's spy master hired me to find secrets about Subakaradeva and give to him the spy master. Yeah. That's about as concise as I'm going to be about this. So we will start the scheme. We need a diplomat. Merak is a 27. A shill. Vakula Mahadevi is a 21. Oh, Sisupala over here is a 32. Then we need a gabbler and a theologian to make it faster. And then adjust the car to keep it secret. It doesn't look like there are any repeats. It looks like it's a different person for each that has the highest stat. And so Merak can be my diplomat. We're at 67%. Sisupala is my shield. That should give me 99%. And then Gabbler, Rinchen will reduce it by 19 days. We're down to 26. And then Wozer would reduce it by 38 days. We're down to 6. Because the minimum speed for each phase is 10 days. So it cannot be faster than 10 days. Now the Justicar will be Bone. He can help me keep this a secret. And now each phase should only take 10 days. And after 5 phases, we'll have 5 execute scheme advantages. And we should be able to execute this. It's not at 100% though, so maybe I should wait. 5 schemes is only 5 days. If we wait 10 schemes, 10 advantages, that'll be 10 phases, which will be 100 days. So we will see. Meanwhile, there's a scheme at my own camp. Someone is trying to kill Susan. Oh, who's this guy? Okay, this is part of the contract. In my work at the court of Subarakaradeva, I have failed to find any secrets his marshal might possess. However, the truth does not have to stop us. It would be simple to make sure that Solana suddenly did have secrets he would not want to get out. Ooh, that's certainly a face that I'm making right there. It's giving this guy the stink eye. So I can keep the obligation to myself. And that gives me a strong hook on this guy. Wait, does it give me the strong hook? Yeah, it gives me a strong hook. But it also gives Subakaradeva a strong hook. And I lose 50 gold? Does this guy have money? Yes, he does. Or I can give the strong hook just to Subakaradeva. Or I won't stoop so low. The scheme obtains one advantage. And this guy gains 30 opinion of me. So here's the question. Do I want the scheme to get one more advantage? Have be at 4 instead of 3. And him to gain 30 opinion of me, or do I want to get the strong hook and then lose 50 gold, but then be able to blackmail him every 5 years? No, because he's very far from my camp, so he's too far to interact with. So I'd only be able to blackmail him once, and even if I do, I think the max you can blackmail someone for is 50 gold. So I would gain 0 because it cost me 50 gold just to make the strong hook. So yeah, I won't stoop so low. Let's gain an extra advantage. And this is part of the learn language scheme I currently have going on. As we pass through the Dhamma of Swetakapura, a jubilant local approaches my entourage. His smile stretches from ear to ear. I discern that he is offering a warm welcome, but the finer aspects of his speech are sadly lost on me. Be that as it may, I wave away my attentive companions and return his joyful greeting. I can hardly imagine a more excellent chance to practice my Gurjar. Okay, so this advances the scheme, which currently has 15 months until completion. Advances it by 92 days, which is 3 months. I'm feeling rather feisty today, a learning challenge. It can either advance by 184 days, which is 6 months, and increase cultural acceptance. Or I fail to communicate, and it makes and it adds an extra 3 months. So it'll go from 15 months until completion to 18 months. Either way, I do lose 32 stress because I'm ambitious, but I'm at 0 stress. So I don't think the risk is worth taking for an extra 3 months of speed that might not even be guaranteed. Or I could have this guy join my camp, which gives me an extra 15% base success chance, which would bring this to 100. But 90% is already more than enough, especially since the max is 95. So I don't think it would actually bring it to 100. I think it would bring it to 95%. So if it's not 100, then it's really not worth it. Let's just advance it by 3 months. Yep, and now we have 12 months until completion. Meanwhile, we just gained 5 advantages, and our scheme just got to 99%. So if I execute the scheme now, there's a 99% chance of success. I don't think that's high enough, especially since my scheme phases are so short. I will wait until I get 10 advantages. So let's let time continue. Now I'm at 7 advantages. In my work at the court of Subakaradeva, I have failed to find any secrets on his chancellor. Oh, so this is the same thing that we found with his marshal. See, I still have the same stink guy and everything. So this guy has 174 gold. It'll cost me 50 to make a strong hook, but for the same reasons as the last guy, I just will say that I won't stoop so low, gain an extra advantage, and he'll gain 30 opinion of me. The opinion is not important, the advantage is. So now I'm at 9, that was very quick. And now we're at 10 advantages. So now I will execute the scheme, and instead of just seizing the moment, This time we will execute with confidence. This gains the scheme gains 5% to its final success chance. And since my success chance is 99, this should make it 100. This says 95% success chance, including my options modifiers, but I'm already at 99, so I'm already above that, so I don't think this applies. So that extra 5% should get me to 100. So now we execute with confidence, and it was a success. My liege is satisfied with the insights you've gleaned. You found what? 0? No small feat. This is the spy master Saman Tavarman leans into the light, exposing that he's somehow with me in my tent. How did you get here unnoticed? I ask, confused, but before I can call my guards, there is no longer anyone there. Only a sizable sack of coins left behind. I'll simply take the gold. Try not to think on this. So there's the 62 gold. I also gain a weak hook on him, because I excelled at his contract. And I get a weak hook on his liege as well, because his liege thinks he hired me to find secrets about his courtiers. Meanwhile, his spy master decided, hey, while you're here, why not try and find some secrets on our liege as well? So I took the gold, I have the hook, and now before I leave this area, because now I'm going to travel back to my camp all the way up north, before I leave, I will use all of these hooks, because otherwise I will be too far away to interact with these people. However, this guy's at negative 85 gold. He's in debt. So instead, I will use him for something else. He will give me a random men-at-arms regiment. I currently have 0 men-at-arms. I could create one. I think I said I wanted mountaineers, but he's gonna give me a random one. So let's just take it. My camp is too far away from their capital, so I can't even make a request. Even though I'm still in the area, my camp has to be in the area. Well, that's unfortunate. So I really can't do anything with that. And I can't really use the hook for anything else because he has no money to demand payment from. Oh, hold on. How about his liege? Because I got a hook on him as well. He has 24 gold. So can I demand payment? Yes. I can demand a max of 50. He only has 24. But I cannot wait for him to build up his gold because I'd be too far away. So let's just take the 24 gold and run. Yep, there goes that hook. And then I could also request something from him because he's on my roll of patrons. But yep, I'm too far away. So I cannot make a request. Oh well. I think I got about as much as I could from this area, so let's return back home. And actually, while we're at it, I just realized I have almost 600 gold. I might as well hire my mountaineers. Okay, I only have 5. And then I have to choose one of these 2 events to recruit some more. But for now, that's fine. Ooh, I can increase the size as well. Let's spend another 108 gold to do that. No, let's not do that. Because with 489, I believe that it's just enough to actually build something. Okay, my scheme ended. Yeah, I think there's something in my camp that requires just about 460 something gold to build. The surgeon's tools is 216. I already have private tents. Pavilion. Level 4 is 450 gold. That's what it was. And then if I were to build something in the Proving Grounds... Yeah, I think I'm all set there. Medium health boost. So let's go ahead and... No. We will not build the Surgeon's Tools. Let's upgrade the Pavilion to level 4. Let's max it out. Let me see. What changes? I get another Men-at-Arms regiment that I can hire. So I get 2 now instead of just 1. So aside from Mountaineers, I can get something else. Enemy hostile scheme phase length is 35 days slower instead of 15. So it adds an extra 20 days to my enemies. My provisions capacity is increased by another 250. Men-at-Arms toughness plus 5%. And travel safety plus 2%. So that's not a lot for 450 gold, but let's max it out anyways. I have the gold. Might as well use it. Now let's continue on our travels back home. Another person to recruit. It's not really worth it. Hit the road, you useless kumquat. I don't think I've ever eaten a kumquat before, so I don't know what type of fruit it is. Rival's End. In the dead of night at our camp near Malabhum, I step out quietly. What was that sound? That's when I see it. My champion, Zangwa, silently draws closer to my acquaintance, Leki, who is sleeping in the open fields. With a heavy stone, Zangwa crushes Leki's skull, leaving the grass stained with blood. Zangwa quickly scans the area, unaware that I've seen everything. So, he's my champion. One of my better champions. I think he's either second or third best. Married to Ratnabati. Is she pregnant? I want them to have children because he's robust. I want children with that trait in my camp, so that then, when I become my player heir, I can marry other children with other traits who grow up with me. That is the goal. But he's not having any children. Unfortunately, Leki here was married to... Oh, he was handsome, and so I wanted that trait also. But she did not get pregnant before he died. That's unfortunate. So, anyways, I can either get 2 intrigue and learn of his murder secret. Fascinating technique, thanks to my schemer trait. I can learn from him. Or I can call the guards and imprison this guy for murder. But I get stressed out because I'm a coward. Or I saw nothing. I learn of his secret, but then do nothing about it. No. I might as well, if I'm gonna do nothing about it, I might as well learn something from it. So my intrigue will increase by 2, currently at 46. Now, let me unpause. Now it's at 48. A gruesome morning. By Siddhartha, there has been a murder. Who would wish death upon our handsome Leki? And why were they so brutal? My follower Ratnavati continues. Ratnavati is married to the murderer. And she's the one who discovers it? Suspicious. Yes, indeed. Who would ever dream of doing something like this to poor, innocent Leki? Zangwa says. In the corner of my eye, I can see him holding back a chuckle. So, I know his secret. He has 112 gold. So I can definitely blackmail him for some money. I can say I saw Ratnavati skulk in the night, seize her, and I imprison his wife. But he gained 60 opinion of me because of that. He's relieved, even though I just imprisoned his wife. And of course his wife loses 30 opinion of me because now she's in prison. I could say it was a hyena. Ranavani still loses opinion of me because she's suspicious, and Zangwa is still gaining opinion of me because he's relieved, but I have a 50% chance of gaining 1 intrigue. Or I could say we should move on. Zangwa might strike again, but I know his secret and can expose it whenever I wish. Either way, she's going to lose 30 opinion of me. And with this one, nothing happens. But I still have the secret. So let's see if I can gain the +1 to intrigue. My intrigue is currently at 48. So this is the telltale work of a hyena, no doubt about it. And my intrigue increased by 1. It was a 50-50 chance, and I got it. So now it's 49 intrigue. Meanwhile, this guy, whose secret I now know, I will blackmail. 100% chance he'll accept. Because a murder is a strong hook. So once he accepts, I will have a strong hook. Yes, yes. A strong hook, which means once I use it, it will not disappear. So I'll demand payment. I'll only gain 10 gold from him. And now I've used the hook, but it cannot be used again for 5 years. Which another way of saying that is, I can use it again in 5 years. Because strong hooks do not disappear. So now I can blackmail him again in 5 years. And because he's in my camp, I was willing to do that. Because now he's always going to be in my camp. And every 5 years, I can demand payment from him. He's only 27. I'm only 42. We still have at least a decade. Probably more. Vijaya's hook is expiring. But he has 0 gold. So I cannot demand payment. I could imprison him using that hook, but I don't want to imprison him. And it doesn't look like there's anything else I can do with that hook. Or I could use that hook to force him to join one of my schemes, but he's already my follower, so he's going to join anyways. I also just noticed that they have a child. Syama Devi. Oh, she was born without me even noticing. Yeah, there she is. Meanwhile, Senma, I did notice her. I just did not know that she was that dude's daughter. But Senma over here has gotten to 3 years old. And now she has a personality. Bossy, martial, and stewardship. Base 0, base 1 in martial, base 0 in stewardship, base 2 intrigue, base 3 learning, base 2 prowess. Wow, so in the 2 that she should focus on, she's got low base stats. However, because she's intelligent, she gets +3 to everything. And that's for life. She will always be intelligent. She gets +1 to stewardship because our religion holds the holy site in Ava. She doesn't get that to martial. Not to mention the fact that she's a woman and our religion does not allow female warriors. It's either our religion or our culture, either way. No female warriors. So it would be pointless, useless even, to have her educated in martial. So let's give her a stewardship education. And then a stewardship teacher. Alagian Theo Tempered. Who is this? Since when has she been in my camp? Oh yeah, the peasant leader. I remember this. Then I married her to this guy just to see if they can get some beautiful kids before he dies. Doesn't look like they will. But yeah, Lagian will be the teacher. And she gains 5 opinion of me because she's a guardian of my relative. Senma is my daughter. Okay, she is my youngest child. And my second daughter? Yeah, the first 5 were sons, and then the last 2 have been daughters. Okay. It's a lot of children. This hook, I don't know what to do with, so it's just going to have to expire. Meanwhile, this guy is where? I can do this after I get back home. He's about to die, so I will do this for gold. For an extra 22. I pay 100 prestige to get 22 gold. Is that worth it? I think it's worth it. He lost 40 opinion on me, but I think he's about to die. 58 years old with poor health. He's close to death. Meanwhile, let's go back home. I'll drink some water while we journey. And we have arrived. How often do you stream? Do you have a set schedule? Yes, I have a set schedule. I stream Mondays and Tuesdays around this time. I was a little hesitant when I said yes because I do have on my Twitch channel, if you look at the schedule tab, I think there's a schedule tab underneath the video. If you look somewhere around there, it says that I stream Monday and Tuesday, 4:30 to 9:30 US Eastern time. Those times are more like guidelines. Usually I go past 9:30, or sometimes I end before 9:30, and usually I stream after 4:30. And there have been a couple times where I started stream before 4:30. So those are just sort of baseline times. But I will be here every Monday and Tuesday. This is a hobby for me at the moment, so the rest of the week I'm working my 9 to 5. Making some money to pay some bills. Wait, is this contract the same guy? Did I not just do this? Huh. I can go back and do that contract for that guy again. I am going to do that, but first let me do this contract for this lady. Oh, she's still traveling. She's still not at her court. That's fine. I mean, if they're going to let me do this contract again, I'll just do this contract again. Yeah, this time instead of... Wait, now my travel time is 5 months instead of 4. I don't know why it's slower this time. But yeah, this time, instead of trying to speed run the contract, since I'm doing it a second time... Oh. My son gained 1 intrigue because of pedagogy. Which I believe... Oh, he also learned his mother... No, not his mother. Yes, his mother's Gurjar language. This is my second wife, and yes, he is her son. Oh, and he got prowess +1 thanks to just 1 more hill. So that's 2 perks that just increased my son's stats. Just 1 more hill here. Your children have a chance to gain prowess and the traveler trait. And then pedagogy is a learning perk. Your wards can get additional skills and can become your friends. Learn language success chance plus 25%. So from that he got, what was it, +1 intrigue, and then he also learned his mother's language, and then he also gained from the just 1 more hill trait 1 in prowess. Meanwhile, Kasam gained the nickname the Stranger. Kasam came to her realm from far away, and even now many of her mannerisms are still strange and foreign. Oh, because she's Karate, which is still Tibetan heritage, but it's a different culture. Right? Where is Kirati? Kirati is here. And I believe she's the only Kirati follower I have. Wait, she was not Kirati before. She must have converted, which is why she gained that nickname. Let's make our way down to this contract again. Scouting for talent. Is this guy good? This is why I leave the stooge position open. Because if I did not have any positions opened, I would not be able to get scout for talent events. However, because the other positions are all filled by people who are excellent and a couple who are good, the only position I can leave open is stooge. And the good thing about stooge is when you do scout for talent, they will only find people who are either terrible, poor, average, And if you're lucky, good at that job. They will never find someone who's excellent. I think you have to upgrade the scout for talent ability to be able to find excellent people. But regardless of what their skill level is at Stooge, you can fire them and they will actually like you more because no one wants to be a Stooge. And because they might be terrible at, this guy for example is average at being a Stooge, his stats might make him excellent at something else. And so this is why I like leaving the Stooge position open. However, this guy I don't want. He doesn't have great stats at anything. And if he's not going to have great stats at anything, he should at least have 15 learning. Because that gives a bonus to my camp. Every follower that has 15 and above learning gives an extra bonus to my camp. And so at the very least he should have that, but he doesn't. And so I will not recruit him. Hit the road, useless kumquats. And now Weird Whispers. I've noticed that Zangwa avoids me more than usual. Oh yes, because I learned his secret and blackmailed him for it. He always sits at the opposite end of the table whenever we're invited to a feast, and consistently refuses my company while camping. We may not have the best of relationships, but that attitude is starting to tire me, especially when I overhear him defaming me. Zappa is a friendless swain. I'd be a way better leader than him. Okay, so he's obviously not happy that I blackmailed him. You want to know how it is? I'll show you. Prowess challenge. 71% chance that I fail. Mutiny humiliation. For 5 years. And Zangwa leaves the entourage. I also get stressed out regardless of whether I succeed or fail because I'm a coward. So that'll stress me out. The fact that I'm challenging someone like this is something I would never do. And so I'm not going to do it. I can have my caravan master take care of it. A prowess challenge. Zangwa leaves my camp either way. I would like him to stay. However, because I can blackmail him every 5 years. And he does have 100 opinion of me. Get out of my sight now. I kick him out. And he becomes my rival. I don't like that. Or is that the wind I hear? It cost me 75 prestige. Because this guy is talking behind my back in my own camp. But Zangwa does not have a position. He's a champion, but that's because he's really good at prowess. He's got 20 prowess. But he's not a bodyguard. And he has no other position. So that's fine. Yeah, I'm willing to spend the prestige. I did gain 6 experience in Seasoned Traveler. I've almost maxed it out at level 2. I have 90. I need 100 to get to level 2. Yeah, so I'm 10 away. That'll give me 1 to stewardship, 1 to prowess, and everyone in my camp will like me 5 more, I think. Or if they're traveling with me, they'll like me 5 more. And travel safety plus 10%. So I would like to get that. Diametrically opposed. My good companion Sabar has been off with me the last few days, each night avoiding my invitation to dine. Today he catches me alone in my tent. Zappa, I'm sorry, but I have to tell you this, as your friend. Your unremittent need to move forward with no end in sight, it puts you in bad stead. Surely you must see it does a leader no good to behave this way. Oh, because I'm ambitious. I will say I will not fall behind. He loses 15 opinion of me because he's annoyed. And there's a 15% chance he will no longer be my friend. But I do lose 63 stress. Of which I have none, so I don't care about that. Let's agree to disagree. Lighten up. I either pacify him or I ignore his advice. Either way, it's not a big opinion gain or loss either way. Or you are right. I gain 40 stress. He gains 10 opinion of me because I took his advice, and I gain considering flaws, plus 1 to diplomacy, but my stress gains gain more stress. This character has been confronted over their personality and is trying to be more mindful. Huh. He is my only friend, so I think I would take his advice. And I'm ambitious, not stubborn. So I think I would, if someone brings something up to me, reflect on myself. Because I'm ambitious, so I would think about how to be a better leader. I would do that, yeah. So for 3 years, my stress gains will gain more stress. That's fine. You are right, Selbar. And my hook on this guy expired. And I've arrived at my destination, and it's the same thing again. I'll start planning a breakout immediately. And I believe I can use the same agents. Merak as the diplomat. Sisupala as the shill. I'm at 99%. Rinchen could be the gabbler. Wozer the theologian. And then Bone will keep me a secret. We'll keep it the secret. We'll keep the secret, he tried to say. Alright, let's let time move on. I'll drink some water while it does. Okay, so first of all, Pungse is my other child. Just one more hill gave him 1 prowess. Pungse is the second child, and I think I'm also raising him, am I not? No. I'm raising Mutik. I don't like Pungsing because he's frail, right? Oh no, he's not frail. Mutik is frail. Or delicate. That's why I'm raising him in the first place, is because he's delicate. Even though he's my 3rd child. Also, Mutik is the first child I have with my first wife. So that's also part of the reason why I'm marrying him. Pungse and Somnang are both children of my second wife. So it all makes sense. Personality-wise, on why I'm raising those 2 specific children. Ooh, she does not look good. Aches and pains. Oof. I find myself making such noises when sitting down at the campfire in the evening now. The elders always talk about how that happens when you get older, but I'm only 43. Then again, I got the same event when I was 18, and I think again when I was 29 or 30. So this is the 3rd time I have this event. No, such is the wear and tear of a life lived rough. I can see the toll it takes on the others too. Nagepoti winces a bit as she slumps down next to me. This is Nagepoti. She's 38. So she's even younger than me. But yeah, I get this event every 5 years because of the rested and refreshed trait. It only lasts me 5 years, so when I lose it, this event happens again. It only costs me 15 gold to stay at an inn. It would cost me 250 to demand more luxurious finishings. Or I could just soldier on and instead gain Crick Neck for 5 years, but no, I definitely don't want that. 15 gold is nothing in order to get a small health boost plus 1 prowess, minus 15% stress gains. So now, the total stress gain, with the 2 things that just happened, is actually minus 5% when you combine them. So my stress gains will not gain me more stress. Let's stay at the inn. I got a new perk. Wandering perk. Ooh, I can now get Wayfarer. Plus 2 to diplomacy, plus 1 prowess per level of fame. I'm at level 5 right now out of 6. So that's plus 5 prowess. And stress loss per level of fame, plus 5%. So currently, I'm at 28 diplomacy. It should go up to 30. And I'm at 15 prowess. That should go up to 20. So let's check it out. Unlock. I gained the Wayfarer trait. And my diplomacy is now 30. My prowess is 19. Oh yes, we've done this before. It's because my level of fame, there are 6 levels of fame, but the max level is level 5. Legendary figure counts as level 5 because Disgraced does not count as level 1, it counts as level 0. And so even though there are 6 levels, the count does not go from 1 to 6, it goes from 0 to 5. So I'm at technically level 4, and so that's why I only gained 4 prowess. But now that we have gained the Wayfarer trait, we can now move away from the wandering lifestyle. And I think before I go to learning and go down the whole body tree to gain all the health boosts, I'm still only 43 years old. And my health is good with all the other perks and modifiers I have. And so instead of going down whole of body, let me go down my second best trait, which is diplomacy. Currently I'm at 30. And so we will switch to diplomacy lifestyle. And the only focus we can get is heralding. Carry the banner of others. Make sure your name is known. Focusing on heralding grants general opinion plus 10. Diplomatic scheme phase length 15 days faster. Travel speed is plus 30%. Diplomacy experience 40 per month. Okay. So that will be our focus. I was looking at where all this came from. We got a base of plus 25. And then plus 10% because we're quick. Plus 15% from our Hastiluder trait. Plus 10% because our doctor is researching advanced research. And plus 25% from our conniving puppet master education trait. And that all adds up to 40 per month. We'll gain our next perk in 18 months. Well, yeah, we're already at 300 thanks to a couple of points of interest we went through during our world tour. So now the question is, what will be the next perk? Do I want to go down Diplomat, August, or Patriarch? I do have a bunch of kids. I don't like the left side of the Patriarch tree. However, the right side of the Patriarch tree, plus 15 opinion from all of my family, close family. Children receive 1 to 3 extra skill points. And then personal scheme success chance against family. But I'm able to use the rescue house member cast a spell eye whenever one of my house members is arrested by someone else. Sound foundations. Each child gives you 1 random skill point. So I have 7 kids. So I'll get 7 random skill points. But there's a maximum of 5. So I'll get 5 skill points added to my stats down here. So I love the right side of the tree. Specifically Groom to Rule, which gives points to my kids. And Sound Foundations, which gives me points counting how many kids I have. So these two are great. I don't really care about the left side or about Patriarch. And so this is 4 perks here that I want. And now I have to decide what other tree do I want to go down, Diplomat or August. This is about swaying. Contract prestige rewards plus 20%. I can request someone to start a feast. Night effectiveness per diplomacy skill. And increased bodyguard aptitude. I do like that one. Do you know who I am? When I make a request, the acceptance gets plus 20% per level of fame. And the maximum would be level 5. And so that would be 100% acceptance. Since I'm already at level 4, that would be 80%. Gravitas. Stress loss per level of fame. Steadfast camp temperament also grants a scaling personal scheme phase length bonus of 25. I don't know what that means. Level of fame impact plus 100%. Diplomacy per... Oh, Dignitas. Diplomacy, martial, and intrigue per level of fame I'll go up. I like that. August gives me plus 1 prestige per month. I'm currently making 0.15 per month. So this would make it 1.15 per month. So I like that. Diplomat. It's not as good as August. Let's look at all the other perks. I'm not going to be sending anyone gifts. Initial contract scheme success chance plus 15%. I mean, I haven't really had a problem with contract scheme success chance. Different culture opinion. I can learn one more language. Night effectiveness, travel safety, all go up. Embassies. This makes learning languages faster. And talks about alliances, but I don't think I have any alliances. Okay, we should be back. OBS just needed to reconnect for a second. Everything looks good. If you can hear me, but you're still having a little bit of problem with your stream, you should refresh Twitch. And that should fix it. Because everything looks good on my end. I'm not dropping any frames. Bitrate is in the green. Twitch is telling me my connection is excellent. And then my Twitch dashboard bitrate is also in the green. Okay, so everything looks good. We should be back. You guys didn't miss much. I was just saying the only perks worth getting in the Diplomat Lifestyle tree is in this part of the Diplomat Lifestyle tree. The Diplomat perk. Or the diplomat trait. The only perks worth getting are defensive negotiations and content camp. I didn't really see anything else I like. And so we are going to get the August tree. We're going to go down the August tree. And then once we get the August trait, I will stay in diplomacy and try to get these 4. Room to rule, and then get down to sound foundations. And then once I do that, we'll go to learning for the rest of our life. Because I think by then, I probably won't have too many years left in my life. And so we'll go down whole body and get all these health boosts. And that is my plan for my perks going forward. Probably until this character dies. I just listed out my plan until his death. Meanwhile, this scheme is at 5 advantages, but because we're at 99%, I still want to wait until we get to 10 advantages before I execute the scheme. Okay, so last time I opted for just getting the advantage, but this time I would still be 50 gold for a strong hook, and then I would demand payment. That would give me 50 gold. And then I'd be too far away to demand payment from him 5 years from now. So it's not really worth it. I'll just take the extra advantage. At least it makes the scheme, the contract, go faster. Yeah, we're already at 9 advantages. Someone else. Okay, so because I'm paranoid, this happens all the time. My wife is once again absent from our tent as night falls. She has been distant lately, lost in thought, and rarely seen at camp. Am I not to her satisfaction? Is she simply busy? Or could she be warming someone else's bed? Yes, I'm always thinking this because I'm paranoid. So this is like the 4th or 5th time I investigate just this wife. The other wife I have also investigated 4 or 5 times. But of course I'll investigate myself because of my tremendous intrigue stat. And because it's so tremendous, it's a 100% chance that if she has been unfaithful, I will learn about it. And of course she's innocent because she always is. Meanwhile, this is another one. 50 gold for a strong hook. I'm not going to do it. I won't stoop so low. Ooh, I'm already at 10 advantages, so this will give me 11. Should I? Nah, I mean, it's pointless. I really shouldn't. Yeah, let's just get the extra advantage. What the hell? Execute the scheme. Execute with confidence should get us to 100%. And of course it was successful. He sneaks into my tent and leaves a sack of gold. 56 this time. So I take the gold. Try not to think on this. I'm on my way back, but I now have new hooks on these guys. This guy's 137 in debt. I don't know how that happened, but I cannot... Oh, I think he was in debt last time too. So I can't really do anything about it. But this guy got 24 gold again. So now I can use that hook to demand payment. He can get a max of 50, but I'll be too far away to demand it, so I'll do it. This is all a repeat. It's almost like deja vu. There goes the gold. There goes the scheme. There goes my little horsey going back home. Scouting for talent. Ooh, this guy has 18 learning. Eunuch. Okay, so he cannot have children. He cannot marry. Vengeful, fickle, lazy. He doesn't really have good stats, but he has 18 learning. And he is a wise man. He is Buddhist and Tibetan. You know what? I'll do anything for a coin. Okay, because you're only worth 1 coin, I will happily pay you to join my camp. First eunuch in my camp. This contract popped up again. There it is. Before I even made my way back home, it's back again. Can I just do that same contract over and over again? You know what? I'm going to try to do this one. If this one's still not available, I will go back to Confidence Trickster. Because this one appears like it's always going to be there. So I might as well just wait before I do it again. And Aurea Mendicant. We have heard that Viraja is a land lousy with holy men, traveling in impoverished conditions, living often on faith alone. One such mendicant has approached our caravan, speaking of his interpretation of Siddhartha's will and how to lead a pious existence. The impoverished creature seems loath to part with our party, but perhaps I can get rid of him. I am a master debater. Okay, I think we're back. If you can hear me, but you can't see me, refresh. There you go. It should be good now. I don't know what you missed. This land has a bunch of holy men, poor holy men, walking to and fro. This guy keeps following us. I can either try and debate him and force him to leave, or I can just ignore him, or I can burn him. I'm not going to kill him, so I'm sure they'll leave eventually. I am a coward, so that makes sense why I would just try and ignore the problem and hope it goes away. And now we continue our journey back home. Karwe Bompo elders have proclaimed Menri Trizin Gose their head of faith. This is important because I think this is where our culture is headquartered. Yeah, this is in U. And Karwe Bompo is the largest religion within the Sumpa culture territories. Most of it is Karwe Bompo, with a little bit of the Eastern Territory being Nangchos, because Nangchos wraps around Karwe Bompo. These are the 2 largest religions in Tibet, Karwe Bompo and Nangchos. And Sumpa is split almost in half by them. So this is definitely important to me. A follower's heart. Leader Zappa, my leader. I have met the most bewitching man here in Radha. Oh yeah, her husband Lucky died. Was murdered. Of course I will help. She wants to... his family won't let them marry without her paying a sizable dowry. She wants me to help. And if I do, that would cost me 54 gold, but she would become my friend. Instead, Let's see if he's willing to run away with you. Intrigue challenge, and because of my intrigue stat, it's a 99% chance of success, 0% failure. And she still becomes my friend. And they get married. He's not really that good. I mean, we're both paranoid, so we'll like each other. I think. I know it's cowards who like each other. Paranoid people don't like anyone. They're paranoid. He's also fickle and wrathful. I'm not sure why she likes him so much, but whatever. To each their own. Yep, I helped her married, and she became my friend. Now we're back at camp, and now this is me raising Mutik, the negotiator. During my afternoon stroll down the streets of Laxmanavati, where our camp is headquartered, my son Mutik runs up to me. Father, they just started swinging at one another when he's interrupted by a high-pitched shriek, turning our attention to the fight down the street. The combatants appear to be a couple of young lads from my camp, circling each other in preparation for another tussle. Breaking up both of you, I gain 75 prestige, 5% chance to gain the unknown name perk, which increases my contract. Oh, this is from my diplomacy lifestyle. Contract prestige rewards plus 20%. I like that. Or I could have Mutik do it, and it'll further his diplomacy education. I lose 27 stress because I'm a coward. I don't want to get in the middle of this. And Mutik gains 15 opinion of me because he thinks I taught him, which I did, but I only did it because I'm a coward and didn't want to do it myself. But I think I want to take the 5% chance. I want to gamble of getting the known name perk. Let's look at this. The known name. Right here. Down the August tree, which is the tree I'm going down. Yeah, so this would just make me go down it faster. So let's take the chance. This kid is not my player heir. And even if my player heir dies, there's still another son in between Mutik and Sumnang, so I don't really care for Mutik furthering his diplomacy education. So let me do it myself. Gain that extra 75 prestige. Break it up, both of you. I don't think I gained the perk. Nope, I did not gain the perk. I mean, it was a 5% shot. It was a long shot. Now, can I do this contract? She is still not at her court. That is fine. I have a contract all the way over here in Western India. In fact, I don't even think this is India. This is on the other side of the Indus River, which is this big river right here. I think this is technically Pakistan. In fact, if the Saffarids go further east, this is technically Persia. But it does fall in Pratihara, which is Indian. But Pratihara has really broken up. They have these two chunks here in the west, and then these two chunks here in the east. And the rest of it has broken independent. Malwa, Kosala, and Rajputana, I think, were all former Pratiharan lands. And now I see that there's even a bigger piece trying to break free over here. Let me control click. Control click. Tomara. The Tomara Raj is trying to break free. Poor Pratihara is falling apart. Either way, this is way too far for me to do it, and it's a fight corruption contract, so even if it was close, I wouldn't do it. I have a 2-star one of those up here, and I don't want to do it. So let's do this confidence trickster. We've done plenty of these before. This one's a 2-star, so I'll gain 300 gold from this one. So let's travel to it. 1 medium danger. Wait, am I stressed out? I can go on a hike. Am I stressed out? I am not. Okay, so let's travel. There's 1 medium danger. I think if I cross the river and then cross it back, I can avoid this. danger area? The jungle. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to cross the river here, and then the next time I can cross the river is over here. And that would turn this 1 medium danger location into a 0. So let's go through here. And then on our way back, we will go through here again. And that's 2 months. If I remove that, it's still 2 months. So it has not made my trip any slower or faster. So let's travel through that path. And there I go. Wait, I have 150 gold. Is there anything I can build? No, I'm still 5 months away from upgrading the pavilion. And I can only build one thing at a time. Had to get a little more water. And it looks like I learned my wife's language, Gurjar. After lots of hard work, I finally learned the Gurjar language. And then the rest of it is the same as when I learned my other wife's language. So I can either end the scheme, or I can write a letter to her to have her like me more and grow closer to forming a friendship. But she's already my lover, so I don't need any of that. I feel accomplished, and that is enough. I learned Gurjar and ended my scheme. Meanwhile, poor gullible little Udayin here. Is he also shy? Because I think we learned last time. Oh, he's not shy. Because every single person I did this scheme against was shy. But no, this one isn't shy, but he is trusting. Which would make it even easier for me to do this scheme. Where I just show up to his camp, boot lick, butt kiss, whatever you want to call it. I kiss up to him, suck up to him. Say a bunch of good things, make him like me, make him give me a lot of gifts, and then leave after taking all of his stuff, because he gave it all to me willingly, because I sweet talked him so good. So let's focus on more scheme success agents. This one would be balanced between scheme success and scheme phase length, and this one would have more phase length agents. So we'll focus on having more success chance agents. And now we need a shill. This is a criminal contract, remember. So while we're sweet talking him, we'll also be stealing stuff behind his back. So Sisupala would be the shill, Vijaya the thief, Gyelchen the tumbler, Menmo the thug, Giorme the gabbler. This is the eunuch, if I remember correctly. Yes. So he will decrease the days per phase by 23 days. So it goes from 48 to 25. Let me see. And I don't think there were any repeats. Sisupala, I know, will do this. So now I just want to make sure that every agent I hire is willing to be involved in a scheme like this. Vijaya definitely is. I think he has the highest intrigue in my camp after me, 28. Sisupala, by the way, is second highest after me with 23, right behind Vijaya. That's why I know they'd be willing to do this, because they're my two most intriguey people in my camp, and that already gets me to 100%. Speaking of which, maybe I should have focused on scheme phase length. No. Maybe I should have focused on balanced, because I only need 2 agents to get to 100%. So maybe I could have sped this scheme up a little more. But oh well, too late for regrets. Let's unpause and start this scheme. Every phase is how many days long? 25 days each phase. Okay, that's not too long. And this, when it reaches 100%, I can execute it. I don't need to wait until I get 10 advantages. It should be fine with only 5. Meanwhile, there's a side hustle. Sisupala always has a side hustle. Working towards things other than our goal. He's used his time at court to lay groundwork for tricking a fair sum out of Udayan. Something he neglected to tell me before I overheard him boasting about it in one of the camp hands. So, how enterprising, of course, will split your gains. Like, that's obvious. And then we each get 25 gold. and Udayan loses 10 opinion of each of us. Intrigue challenge, 88% chance of success. Carry on, and he's the only one who does it. But he does gain 30 opinion of me. And I get a weak hook, which then I can demand payment for. So rather than getting the 25 from Udayan, I can just make Sisupala get all 50 and then blackmail him for some of the money. The good thing about that is no one will lose opinion of me. Because when I demand payment for a hook, I use the hook. So the people will not lose opinion of me because they're more than happy to get rid of the hook I have on them. This one's also an 88% chance of success. Or I could just say, stop that, you fool. You risk my work. But he loses 30 opinion of me. So I'll just tell him to carry on. And it was successful. So he got the 50 gold, but Udayan lost 10 opinion of him. He also gained 5 experience in Trickster. But now he has 75 gold. I can demand payment for that hook that he just gave me. And he'll pay me only 10 gold. So originally what ended up happening is I lost 15 gold. Originally we would have split it, 25 for him, 25 for me. But the guy would have lost 10 opinion of me. So I ended up paying 15 gold for him having 10 opinion of me is what ended up happening. I'm not sure if that trade-off was worth it. I have to think about it to really think whether that was worth it or not, and I don't really want to think about it at the moment. So let's just put a pin in that, know that it might not be worth it, and move on. Let me drink some more water. I don't know why. My throat. It's because I drank soda. I know it is. I shouldn't have drank soda before the stream. But it has me dehydrated, so now I need more water. Okay. What am I doing? I am waiting for this scheme to get to 100%. Oh, wait, the just one more hill trait made Mutik gain 1 prowess. And he gained the traveler trait. Look at that. There it is. I don't know if they can only, if that trait can only happen once per child. Because Sumnang, my player heir, already had just one more hill happen to him. So I don't know if each child can only get that trait once, or if that trait just randomly generates for a random child. So one child, presumably of my 7 kids, Sumnang could get it 7 times, or does each child get it once? I'm not sure how that works. Or is everything random? So it's not just one kid getting it 7 times, it'll be like, it only happens 3 times, Sumnang gets it twice, and then one of these kids gets it once. I'm not exactly sure how that trait works. I'm sure someone who's more professional with this game than I would know better. The Art of Delegation. Okay, so this always pops up during this contract. Udayan's followers are just making money off of him. Meanwhile, my followers can work in the background to make more money during this contract. I can have Selbar keep this guy busy, and he'll pay me an extra 50 gold. But that's only a 52% success chance. I could have Selbar, because he's my chief forager, go after their gardens. And a 46% chance I gain some provisions. I don't need them. Plus, that's under 50%, so it's not worth it. I could have my chief cook, Vakulama Hadevi, the larders, go. And she could steal money from their kitchens. And I gain, again, more provisions, which I don't need. Or, ooh, I have a stooge. That's right, the eunuch. I never fired him. So as long as he takes the blame. So a 97% chance of success, because this one is an intrigue challenge. I only get 25 gold, while this one gives me 50. But For the guaranteed success chance, I'm willing to lose 25 gold. And he loses 50 opinion of the eunuch, who's my stooge, because I blamed it on the stooge. He also loses 20 opinion of... No. The eunuch then loses 20 opinion of me, because he's angry at me for blaming him. Which is understandable. Or too risky? Nah. Let's blame the stooge. And my officer won through. I gained 25 gold. He lost 20 opinion of me, but I think now what I would do is still at 100, but I will now fire him. It costs 25 prestige to do so, but he gains opinion of me now. And that position is open, so now I can scout for talent again. The Dark Cave. One of the children at court, Bavadeva, this one, had taken the wooden sword of a younger boy and thrown it into a nearby cave. My son was there and saw it all happen. Sumnang got hold of the household guards and forced Bavadeva to go into the cave. Bavadeva's terrified screams could be heard for several minutes before he emerged with the toy. It seems that when Sumnang thinks something the right thing to do, he won't stop until he makes it happen. Your will be done, child. And he keeps the trait he just gained, which is stubborn. Which isn't a bad trait. Stewardship +3, spell health boost. But vassals lose opinion. I currently do not have any vassals. However, I am planning on getting some land before I die and play as Sumnang. And so he will have vassals by the time I play as him. So I don't want him to be stubborn. Also, I am not stubborn. I'm a coward and I'm paranoid. It's the opposite of stubborn. So I would not make him be stubborn. You should have gone in there yourself without fear. I'm a coward, so I would never tell my child to do this. So this would make him gain brave instead of stubborn. Brave is an awesome trait. But I'm a coward, so I cannot make people be brave. Brave people and cowards do not like each other, as you can see here. Opinion of brave characters, +10. Opinion of craven characters, -10. So I would not convince my son to be someone who would hate me. I could make him wrathful. How didn't you just punch Bhavadeva there on the spot? -1 diplomacy, -1 intrigue, but +3 to martial. You know what? I think I'll just keep him stubborn. I mean, he is quick. And smart people do tend to be stubborn because they think they're always right. So let's keep him stubborn. That makes sense, I think. Your will be done, child. And now let's continue with our contract here. We've got 3 advantages. We're at 77%. I think by the time we get to 5, we'll be at 100. Oh yeah, we just reached 100 with only 4. Okay. Also, the pavilion was just built, and now we have 2 people fighting over my spot. Move your cursed tent, damn it, Donkar. Okay, so we've seen this event before. Donkar placed her tent in a location where Gangambika usually places her tent. And now they're fighting over the spot. And then she looks at me and says, "Please, I beg of you, discipline this wretch." So I can side with one. Whoever I side with will gain 20 opinion of me, but the opposing person will lose 20 opinion of me. Or I could just tell them to figure it out amongst themselves. They lose 30 opinion of each other, which has already happened, and I gain 75 prestige, so let's do that. Nothing negative happens for me here. Pavilion has been completed. I'm at 200 gold. So that's at level 4. Cannot be upgraded anymore. And I think the next thing I want to get is the surgeon's tools. Ooh, I need 16 more gold before I can get it. So that's fine. This contract is all about making gold. So I will unpause, wait for this phase to end. My careful education and guardianship of Sumnang planted the seeds of lasting friendship. Okay, so I became friends with my son. Ooh, pedagogy. Sumnang has already had this happen to him once, so I think that answers my previous question. This time his learning increased by 1, and he became my friend. Last time his intrigue increased by 1. What's he focusing on? He's focusing on intrigue. Okay, this is good. This is good. Base 9, intrigue. Yeah, so he'll be an intrigue character just like me. Which is good. Intrigue characters make a lot of money. And in fact, being a landed intrigue character makes even more money than being an unlanded one. Because now you have a court and you can just find secrets in other people's courts and use those secrets even though they're far away from you to blackmail them. But that is for a future date. For now, this scheme has reached 5 advantages, so we can seize the moment. It's already at 100%, so it's going to succeed either way. And he gave me 309 gold, but he did lose 60 opinion of me because I completed a criminal contract against him. I also gained 10 experience in Trickster. What does my Trickster trait look like? Ooh, I just reached level 4, which gave me nothing good. General opinion -5. Although level 5 gives me +1 diplomacy per level of fame. So I guess that's good. Gallows bait hurts my legitimacy though. So I do want to at some point. I think there's an activity, a decision that helps me wipe the slate clean. There it is, wipe slate. Can't do it while I'm traveling, but it reduces the negative effects of my Gallows bait trait. I do want to do this though. Travels of Zappa. When I get back to camp, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so that contract is over. I have 500 gold. Let me use that now to build the surgeon's tools. Upgrade. We will construct that. It'll be done in 6 months. That'll give me a small health boost. Or a medium health boost, I think. And now, let's go to the... Ooh, it costs gold. That's why it became available. I need 200 more gold. So I need 500 gold for this decision. So let's save up some money then, I guess. I'm almost home. Scouting for talents. Now that my stooge is open. Ooh, she is really good. 25 stewardship, 12 learning. It's not ideal. I would like it to be at 15, but 12 is good enough. 4-star Midas touch. She's also paranoid. I'll do anything for a coin. So she only costs 1 coin. Perfect. I'll happily pay you to join my camp. And now a resentful knave. So I think if I don't want her to be resentful, I have to fire her from being a stooge. She's still a resentful knave. That's just her personality, I guess. But let's marry her to someone else in my camp. She's 37. Is there anyone in my camp? Let me sort this by age. Who has any congenital traits that I would like to pass on? I don't know. My children are the only ones. They're all quick or intelligent. Okay, in that case, is there anyone she has anything in common with? Diligent. These two are both diligent. Wozer is 69. Has he been married before? He has. So let's not worry about him. Diligent, paranoid, deceitful. Diligent, paranoid, deceitful. Definitely not someone who's honest. I think they do not like deceitful characters. Nope. So not anyone who's honest. Diligent, paranoid, deceitful. This is vengeful. Diligent, paranoid, deceitful. Nope. No one who she has anything in common with either. In that case, I'll just marry whoever is close in age so they can have children and has also not been married before. This one's a lunatic, so I'm not going to marry him to anybody. I don't, because lunatic is congenital. Their children inherit that. It's genetic. So I think it's going to be Dharmapala. Yes, my bodyguard Dharmapala. Them two can get married. Ooh, are they both Kamrupi? No, she's Bengali. And he's Kamrupi. Ooh, but they're both Theravada. They believe in the same faith. That's perfect. And Kamrupi is an Indo-Aryan heritage. I believe Bengali is the same. Yes, it is. And they both speak the same language, Magadhi. Okay, that's perfect. Perfect marriage. Medium chance of children. Send the proposal. This guy's even part of a house. So now their house can have more than just the one member, him. Okay, get some nobles in my camp. If they have children. We have returned. I think now I want to build up gold so I can do this decision. That's right. The Travels of Zappa. Okay. This contract. Is it available yet? It is not. This contract. I also cannot do. In which case, I guess it's that time. I'm going to go do this contract, but I'm going to travel with my whole camp so that we can move our camp while doing another contract. Multitasking, getting 2 tasks done. But before that, I just noticed there's a plague up here. Galore boils. Are there any other plagues going around in the world at the moment? Ooh, there's a big one down here. High Chieftain Hakim's boils. And then there's a small one over here. Bekon's pox. And then a spread out one over here. Farmland's flux. And that's all the plagues. Oh, I forgot one here in Persia. Afghan boils. Oh, so it's not in Persia. It's in Afghanistan. There is no Afghanistan. But it's in here somewhere. There's no Afghanistan, but there is an Afghan culture, right? Yes, it's huge. Okay, so let's move our camp while doing a contract. And it's a 2-star contract. Making our way back north. And I think this is the furthest north we will have ever been. An exceptional success gives us 474 gold. Even a normal success just gives us 237. So let's take that contract. Fight corruption. I'll move my camp there. Yeah, we're moving north. I think we're going into my territory now, my culture's territory. First and foremost, we have one medium danger area, which is this jungle here. Let's avoid that. Let's go right around that. We'll get there in 3 months. Without that detour, it'll still be 3 months. So that adds no time to my travel. Let's avoid that. Then, why are they doing this circuitous route? Why not just go straight? I guess because these are all mountains, right? These are the Himalayas, the Himalayan mountains. So I guess they're going around the mountains. It'll cost us 1,300 provisions to make this trip. We're at 4,700, so that's more than enough. have one message. Let's make a request because we're going away from this area. So we're probably going to be too far away. Ooh, he won't accept because he's poor. He only has 68 gold, so he's not willing to give me 18. That's fine. We'll take some provisions. Oh, should we take a men-at-arms regiment? No, he will not accept. Because I requested a favor recently. But he will accept. Give me provisions. Even though I requested a favor recently. So why isn't he accepting this? Because I'm stronger than him. Oh, he only has 84 levies as his military. That's why he's not giving me men-at-arms regiment. I already have 400 plus men-at-arms. Yes, that also is minus 25. Okay, so I have more than enough soldiers, so he's not willing to help me out there. But I'll take some food, since we're going to be using a lot. 200 for 100 prestige. It's a good trade-off, I think. And now as we move away from here, that guy in Oradanpuri will be too far away, because he's down here. So by the time I make it all the way up here, he'll be too far away to interact with. So it's good that we used him now. And there we go. Instead of me on a horse, now it's my whole camp being pulled by 2 horses. Over the mountains, at the edge of camp. My path back from the mess takes me close to the camp's edge, where the shouts and screams of children at play draw my attention. My daughter Nima is leading several others in hurling small rocks and stones off of a ridge, seeing how far out into the valleys below they can cast their little missiles. They whoop when one goes further than the rest, and giggle at those that skitter to a halt, where they can still be seen. After a moment, Nima catches sight of me. The girl beams in my direction, clearly hovering between taking her playmates back towards camp or pushing out a little further into the wilds. Okay, so I can tell them to stay within sight. 33% chance every playing child gains 1 diplomacy lifestyle perk unlock. Is my player here? He is not. But these are all my children, because my children are the only children in my camp. 33% chance they all gain 1 stewardship lifestyle perk unlock, or a 33% chance they gain 1 intrigue lifestyle perk unlock. Okay, so there's a 1/3 chance they either get diplomacy, stewardship, or intrigue. Meanwhile, I lose 69 stress because I'm paranoid, so I'm telling them to stay within sight. Being the paranoid person I am. So that I lose stress because I get to express my paranoia. Or I can tell them to explore and that stresses me out because I'm paranoid. But a 50-50 chance that they either gain 1 martial or 1 learning perk. Or I could say children excited for the simplest things, which makes me lose 92 stress. Again, I have 0 stress. So, let's get them with the one that won't stress me out. Diplomacy, stewardship, or intrigue. I don't know what happened. Let me unpause, see if anything happens. Nope. Well, they'll figure it out themselves. Oh, my search for secrets was successful. We haven't seen one of these in a while. Also, this guy wants to be my stooge. 19 martial is really good, but he's only got 3 prowess, so he's not a good fighter. The organizer, I think, is my favorite of all the commander traits. But, 4-star brilliant strategist. His traits are good, but his stats are not. He would make a good stooge, though, for some reason. But no. Hit the road, you useless swain. Meanwhile, this guy, I have a secret. Oh, he has 0 gold, so let's not blackmail him. Let's expose the secret instead. And now I can pay off what I said at the very beginning of our stream, where if I don't blackmail someone for money, I can expose their secret instead. And if I do, I gain prestige. I think it's plus 100 based on the person's rank. So each rank gives me 100 more prestige. This guy's just a commoner, so he should give me 100 prestige. And that's why my prestige is so high, because I keep exposing people's secrets. This guy's a sexual deviant. I'm not one to talk. Because I am also a sexual deviant. In game, of course. Moving on. Yes, the seasons of change. As we prepare to set off in the morning, I see Vakula Mahadevi, my cook, stand outside the camp all alone. As I walk over to talk to her, I notice a change in the wind. I huddle my clothes around myself as a gust of cold wind hits my back. The cold whispers that it is time for winter yet again. Yes, we're in Tibet now. No more of that hot Indian weather that we were dealing with. Winter in the mountains. So I lose stress, she gains 15 opinion of me, the journey's delayed by 2 days, or the journey progresses by 2 days. I mean, we're not in a hurry, but I have 0 stress, and she's already at 100 opinion of me, so I don't really need anything from either one of these 2 options. But this one has more things that it does, even if I don't need them, so let's go with it's about time for winter again, huh? Small talk, the bane of my existence. I gained 420 fame because I moved my camp. That's right, every single time I move my camp, I gain fame. I forgot I had that perk. So what is my fame now? I'm at 4,000 out of 15,000. So I'm still a ways away from the last level. And we've arrived at the contract. I need 3 of these events. Silence your people or die peasant, I think is the one I usually use. Ooh, but I have to use my men-at-arms, which I didn't have to do before. That's new. I mean, I'll do it anyways, but that's definitely new. When the clamorous ordeal of bending each peasant leader to my will is complete, we take once more to the road. Prabhu Tenzin of Amdo speaks of our next destination. We shall go to Damchang, for better or worse. The local mobs are of great concern. They organize themselves into militias, claiming they are terrorized by outlaws. The whole region is becoming one vast, insubordinate host. So I can travel without moving my camp. Where is Damshang? I'm currently here. This would take me further south, so let's not move my camp. Ooh, I have new contracts available. That's nice. And the contracts down here have disappeared. Okay, so we will not move our camp. Let's just make haste. Start traveling. We have arrived. I am quick to round up the worst of the rabble-rousers and demand they explain themselves. Yonten, a peasant of some reputation, speaks for the rest. We fear for the safety of our children. It's Gyalpo Tride Yumten's duty to protect us, but he is only concerned with controlling us. If his fine swords won't be cutting down the blasted outlaws, my people will pledge their children's lives to their own scythes, flails, and arrows. Okay, I think you're gonna have to silence your people or die, peasant. I ended up having to use 2 mountaineers the last time. This one would make me use 1. Or make me gain dread. Let's see which one I happen to get. I'm down to 2, so I ended up using 1 mountaineer. That should be enough for the next, and then I will never take this contract again. Because it's making me lose the only soldiers I had. The only professionally trained soldiers I had. Ooh, I gained level of devotion. How did that happen? Oh, it's because it's the 1st of April, so a new month. So I gained enough to upgrade. Okay, so this is one more place that I have to go to. This one is Gyeongse. So now where is Gyeongse? That's even further south than I am, so I will not move my camp. We will make haste. I can't even move my camp because we're not in my camp. I could say I'm done with his problems, and that will give me an ordinary success. But this is the 3rd out of 3 counties, so I think if I do this one, I'll get an exceptional success. So let's make haste. No danger area. Start traveling. I have one message. What is it? Oh, it just disappeared. Okay. We fear for the safety of our children. Yes, yes. Silence your people or die, peasant. I only need to use 1 mountaineer regiment, and I have 2, so that should be enough. Silence your people or die. Okay, and now he wants us to go to Mainling, which is all the way in the east, but I'm done with 3 out of 3. And so if I just say I'm done with your problems, that is an exceptional success either way. So let's move on. I'm done with your problems. And now I'm up to 763 gold as I make my way back to my camp. Again, an excelled contract hook on this guy as well. And on his liege, who's probably the guy who told this guy to hire me, because this guy is his liege's spy master. So he has minus 400 gold. How is that even possible? I could ask for a men-at-arms regiment. And he will accept because I have a hook on him. Ooh, I can ask him to hold the grand tournament, but no, I will ask his liege to do that. Ooh, this 600 gold. You know what? I'll keep that hook for now. You're only 23. Let's see if you can get rid of that debt you have. Making 0.4 gold per month. See if you can get rid of that 400 gold debt. But your liege, on the other hand, already has 128. So let's demand payment from him for that hook. And he's willing to give me 50. Yes, yes, that was definitely worth it. And then I think I can also make a request, right? Ah, but he cannot hold the grand tournament. I could, however, ask for a contract. Ah, but he's too far away. Say it ain't so. Our camp is right there. That counts as too far away? I guess. So I guess this guy's going to be the one to hold the grand tournament. Cost me 400 prestige for that. But I'm 44, having a midlife crisis. Before I hit my 50s, I would like to do at least one tournament. I love doing tournaments. And so let's go back to camp. However, while that is happening, I have more than enough with 800 gold to do the Travels of Zappa Kirang decision. Look back on your travels. I have traveled far and wide, been to places strange and outlandish. The wisdom I have accrued is inimitable, a treasure for any curious and learned soul. So I unlock new lifestyle perks or create a book artifact that will increase the lifestyle experience gained for future holders. Every 12 visited points of interest, up to 60, will increase the rewards. I have visited 125 points of interest because of the world tour I went on that took me all the way here to Greece. I went as far east as Athens, or as far west as Athens, I should say. So yes, I have plenty of points of interest. But now it's nice to see what the actual hard data number is. I've been to 125 points of interest. This decision only needs me to go to 26. My level of fame is exalted among men. I also have 60 experience in Wanderer because of that world tour. And 42 points of interest. I've been to 125. So this costs 500 gold and 1500 prestige. So here's something I can use my prestige on. I've been wondering what I can use it on. I have seen wondrous things. The Travels of Zappa Kirang. Zappa is my name. Kirang is my house. Right. That's right. Right. Zappa the Wolf Father. The bright sun rising over snowy mountain peaks, the effervescent gutters of sprawling cities, the temples harboring the most pious and the most wretched souls. The works of men across centuries, nature's wonders crafted by the hand of Siddhartha Almighty. I have seen it all. I have talked with highborn and lowborn alike. I have seen people live in a myriad of ways, such a trove of astute observations, of my faultless reminiscences, would be a cherished marvel for anyone with but a spark of curiosity, should I decide to write it down. My memories belong to me alone. I gained 5 intrigue lifestyle perk unlocks. Oh, that is a lot. I've already gotten everything I wanted from lifestyle. From the intrigue lifestyle. But that is a lot. 5 would get me 1/2 of this tree and 1 perk in the other tree. Or it could get me half of both trees and 1 of these 2 traits. Or 5 perks can get me down to crime pays, needing only these 3 before I can unlock the torture trait. So 5 is a lot. Plus 100% criminal contract gold rewards. And from my last criminal contract, which was a confidence trickster, I ended up getting 300 gold. So this would get me 600 instead. So that is a lot. This is I don't gain anything, any patty or clergy opinion loss from torturing or executing others. 50% chance to gain either 1 intrigue or 1 prowess when I torture someone. Max 5 each. Dread gain and martial intrigue and prowess per stress level goes up. So if I'm at stress level 1, it'll be +4. If I'm at stress level 2, it'll be +8. If I'm at stress level 3, I'm about to die, but it'll be at +12. But the reason I moved away from this lifestyle in the first place is because I'm done here. I don't really need any more intrigue lifestyle perks. So my memories do not belong to me alone. I might speak and speak, but the listener retains only the words he is expecting. We are not choosing that. I have not told half of what I saw, for I know I would not be believed. I gained the Travels of Zapakirang artifact. This artifact will provide lifestyle experience for future holders. Its quality increased by every dozen visited points of interest. And I visited so many points of interest that this will probably be the highest possible quality artifact that the game has to offer. Or my pen shall remain dry for now. Without stones, there is no arch. You postpone the decision to write down the story of your travels. No, I'm getting this artifact. Because this artifact is going to be probably the best artifact the world can offer. With how many points of interest I hold, and the fact that quality is increased by every dozen points of interest. So every 12 points of interest increases my quality by 1. And I visited 125, so that's 10 dozens. Some basic maths. Okay. Crimes of Passion. Oh, wait. Okay, Crimes of Passion. Rounding a little cluster of tents as I leave the lead baggage cart. I come across a gaggle of followers having dinner around a small hearth. Curiously, both Dharmapala and Wangdu are amongst them, neither of whom particularly enjoy each other's company. Before I have time to ponder such a strange quirk of seating, Wangdu mutters something inaudible, only for the whisper to send Dharmapala into a blind rage. With a flash, a weapon is drawn and blood about to be spilled. If I intervene, it's a diplomacy challenge, which I probably will win. 96% chance. They both gain 40 opinion of me. 4% chance they both get wounded. I could arrest Dharmapala, makes Wangdu like me, but Dharmapala hate me. Or let them play this out, and they will immediately duel to the death. So one of them will die. Yeah, I'm definitely going to intervene. The worst that happens is that they both get wounded. I put a halt to this, and they both gain 40 opinion of me. It was a 96% chance, so it definitely should have worked, and it did work. Meanwhile, my camp is here. Let's see where my camp actually is relative to my culture. Oh, am I in Sumpa lands? Oh no, I'm over here. What is culture? It's T. Okay, so my map is where the cursor is. Now if I hit T, I'm in Super Lands. Look at that. I have made it home. Finally. It's been a long time. Now, if only my religion wasn't so far south. Should I convert? But I think I chose this religion because I like these perks, these tenets. I did not like the tenets of the other Buddhist religions. Nangchos and Karwebon. But it's so far south. That's fine, I guess. Nothing is happening from that decision I just did, so let me unpause. I'm scouting for time because I'm traveling back to my camp. This one, she would be 20 gold to recruit. She would be a poor stooge, but this is why having the stooge position open is so great. Not only does she have a spouse she can bring with her, which is not really good for anything, but she looks different here compared to here, but that's probably because she's angry here. But she also has tremendous stats. The 12 diplomacy is average, but 18 martial and 24 prowess is excellent. The only problem, she's a woman. So the 24 prowess, 18 martial, I cannot really use due to my culture and religion. No female warriors. She's a veteran adventurer, which is good. But again, this is all about martial and prowess. Oh, this is probably why her martial and prowess are so high. No, that only gives +1. That's not why it's so high. Instead, it's because she's a blade master, athletic, and strong. That's what's making it so high. Compassionate, chaste, and gregarious. Everything is good. If she were a man, this would be perfect. I would pay a lot for this. But she is a wise woman, but only 10 learning. I don't think it's worth it, even if it's only 20 gold. I don't think it's quite worth it. I'm sorry. You're a useless kumquat. Meanwhile, I make my way back home. Surgeon's tools have been built. Brewers of Fame. Passing by Zenkier, we knew we had to see its famous local brewery. As soon as we enter the building, we see a group of people being served by a small table by the door, while brewers are carrying out their work in the back. After waiting for the previous group to leave, we finally get some drinks handed out to us. I swirl it slightly in my hand and smell the distinct aroma of ale wafting up from the cup. Seeing everyone else trying it, I finally give it a go myself. I'll buy some to bring home. 15 gold to gain popular ale for 5 years. Plus an opinion. That's nice. A well-known ale from afar, which has become incredibly popular at court. But I don't have a court. So let's say incredibly popular at camp. Or no wonder it is so well-known and I lose 35 stress. I have 41, but that's fine. I can get stressed out and then go on a hike. So let's just buy some to bring home. And then now I'm home. And now that I am home, I could go on a hike, but I don't want to. I could gather provisions, but I think we can wait a little more before we do that. Instead, let's see if we can build something. Oh wait, let's open the inventory. Oh yes, there's the Travels of Zappa Kirong. If you fulfill the requirements, monthly lifestyle experience plus 40%. If you do not fulfill the requirements, monthly prestige plus 20%. I do not fulfill the requirements even though I'm the one who built this. So what are the requirements? Current holder is me. Creator is me. You will hear it for yourself, and it will surely fill you with wonder. There is a fountain of oil which discharges so great a quantity as to furnish loading for many camels. The use made of it is not for the purpose of food, but as an unguent for the cure of cutaneous distempers in men and cattle. Cutaneous would mean fat. No, that's subcutaneous. So cutaneous would be skin. Cutaneous distempers. So like, I think that means boils. They're talking about boils and warts in men and cattle, as well as other complaints, and it is also good for burning. In the surrounding country, no other oil is used in their lamp, and people come from distant parts to procure it. ... For, tell it how I might, you never would be satisfied that I was keeping within truth and reason. Okay, so it's a very fancy way of writing. But he's just telling a story about oil. There's a lot of it somewhere. And you probably don't believe him. That final line is like saying, believe it or not. But how come I do not fulfill the requirements? That is the question. What is the requirement? Okay, so now it's equipped, which means I unequipped this thing, which gave me 0.01 prestige per month. So it would take 100 months to get 1 prestige from this. 0.04 renown per month. So it would take 100 months to get 4 renown. Or 25 months to get 1 renown. 2 years for 1 renown. Yeah. So this became an illustrious journal, the highest quality available, like I thought it would. But I still don't know. I mean, prestige per month plus 20%. So here it's at renown at 0.4. Also, this was the only thing I was making. I'm not making renown any other way. Just from this. Well, that's not good. Prestige will go from 0.15 to 0.16. Yeah, so because I don't meet the requirements, this is entirely not worth this artifact. This artifact is only worth if I meet the requirements because it makes my monthly lifestyle experience plus 40%. So I can get perks that much faster. But without that, the prestige doesn't really help much. I paid 500 gold for this. I don't think it was worth it. If I got both of these, it would be worth it. But the fact that I only get one. Even if I fulfill the requirements, I would only get the top one. I would not get the monthly prestige. So this is not worth it at all. Artifact details. It doesn't tell me what the requirement is. What is the requirement? Nowhere does it say what the requirement is. Is the requirement anyone who's not me? Let me see if the decision is still available. Right now I'm not making a new renown per month. I've made 6 my entire life. So let's keep this on and try and figure out what the requirement is. Is the decision still here? It is not. Yeah, so I don't know what the requirement is. Either way, I don't think that was worth. I lost 500 gold for nothing. Even though I did get an illustrious artifact, I still think it was for nothing. I'm gonna drink some water. Okay, so now the surgeon's tools have been built. Now I think the dentist tools are next. It only costs 54. So that's nice. And then I want reference corpus, but for this, I need to switch the camp purpose to scholar. And I think I would also want siege engineers and loyal scribes. And then once it's built, I can switch my purpose back. Although this guy is quite the explorer, so roleplay wise, it makes sense that is the camp purpose. Maybe until his son takes over, then I can change the camp purpose if I still have a camp. Because this guy still needs to get some land. He has a lust for land. Until the year 903. So he has 8 years left on his lust for land. 52. So he needs some land before he's 52 years old. Okay. I guess reference corpus will not be built then. Let's build the dentist tools. And then... what will be my next upgrade? Maybe level 2 proving ground. It costs less to recruit soldiers. Because now that I know I only have 8 years left on my list for land, I should probably start thinking about recruiting soldiers. So level 2 proving ground will make them less expensive. Yeah, I think that's the plan for now. Where's my camp? Okay, burn property. Boundary dispute, escort emissary. Okay, so let's do this confidence trickster. We've done plenty of these. We know how this goes. So let's travel to accept. What's with you? Are you shy? Forgiving? Compassionate. Or not forgiving, trusting, I meant to say. But no, you're compassionate. So let's go con you out of some stuff. Because that's what this contract is me being a scammer con man. And scamming these poor people out of money. We're going to travel right over the lake, huh? Okay, game. Oh, this army has 1,900 soldiers. That's a big army. And then the escort emissary contract will be next. Hopefully they want to go north. So I can go further north. Although, am I happy here in Oo? No, Oo is pretty big. I would like to go somewhere smaller. Nagormo, maybe? Or Axe? I don't think I want to go Kocha. So I don't want to go Kocha. I don't want to go Oo. So it's probably going to be maybe here in Konyi, where this contract is. Oh, wait. This High Chiefdom of Nima. I didn't realize this little place here existed. It's only one county with 2 baronies. I think I could buy land from him, but I don't think I can be anything lower than a count. So I cannot buy land from him because he's also a count. That's what a High Chieftain is, if I remember correctly. So I think if I go east, maybe in Zadoy. Yeah, it's going to be one of these 2 places where I get land, either in Zadoy or Nanquan. Let's look at Tibet. What is the de jure capital of Tibet? It's the county of Lhasa. Oh, that's all the way down here. I want to start out here because that's the de jure capital of Tibet. That is within the kingdom of Oo. Within the duchy of Lhasa. Okay, so the kingdom of Oo. Duchy of Lhasa. That's right there. Who currently holds that? The Gyalpo. That's the king. So the king holds it. Petty Kingdom of Yarlung, Petty Kingdom of Lhasa, County of Zatang, which is their capital, the capital of U, and then the County of Lhasa. So I don't need the Petty Kingdom of Lhasa, I just want the County of Lhasa. I think I could buy that from him. No, I can't. I don't see a way to. Well, we'll figure it out. First, let's do this contract, and then we'll figure it out afterwards. Oh, there was a Brenstra. Thanks for the follow. I missed that earlier. Sorry it took me so long to get to it. Poor gullible little Baninera. Okay, so he's done plenty of these before. And I think we realize we don't need 4 scheme success chance agents to get this done. 3 should be more than enough. 1 is probably too few. So a shill, a thief, and a thug. I think we only need a shill and a thief. So let's just get on with our task. Go with the balanced option. Okay. And so now, the shill, Sisupala as always. And then the thief, Vijaya as always. And that should get me to 100%. So I don't even need a thug. Which would have been Menmo. Then the Gabler, Guillaume, the eunuch. He's lazy and vengeful, so... He's not angry that I forced him to do a criminal contract, but he is angry that I forced him to work. -8 opinion of me just because I forced him to work. Okay. It's new meaning to lazy. Either way, I think the scheme phase has a minimum speed of 10. Yep, that is correct. And so I don't need 23 and 22 because that would be 45. And the scheme phase is only 50 days long. So that would lower it to 5. Which would be below the cap, below the minimum. So it would actually be 10. So I only need 40 days. So this guy is not lazy. So if I have him be the Gabbler, wait, then who would be the footpad? Dharmapala. Ooh, I married them, but I forgot that he was homosexual. And chaste. So they're probably not going to have children. She has nothing that helps her fertility. Yeah, so they probably will not have children. But Dharmapala, here, vengeful, patient, chaste. So he probably does not care that he's involved in a criminal contract. So he can be my criminal footpad. And now each phase is 20 days. Which means my Gabbler only needs a 10 skill. I will hire Rinchen, who usually does this job for me. Because he's impatient, arrogant, and lustful. So he definitely doesn't care. I'm surprised though with him being lustful that they ended up only having 1 child. Oh yeah, I was about to say, how did she get married? I didn't want dwarfism to be passed down to children within my camp and then married around. But I remembered I married her to the bleeder, which I also don't want to be passed down and put into children in my camp. So I married them together so they can at least find happiness. Mostly because she has a really good personality trait, even though I don't want other dwarf children in my camp. But she was patient, compassionate, and humble. So she was such a good person, I decided I'm not going to leave you unmarried for the rest of your life. So I married her to Bone, who is just, brave, and honest. So he's also a really good person, even though he's a bleeder. And I had left him unmarried for most of his life. But I decided, you know what? You're two good people who have both been unmarried because of your bad genetics. Let me marry you to each other. That was how I decided that. But yeah, let's make Rinchen here my Gabler. And now 10 days per phase, 100%. So I think 50 days we'll get 5 advantages. And by then it should be up to 100% already. Right now it's at -2. So let me unpause and let time move on. Oh, hold on a second. Okay, let me unpause and let time move on. I'm very close to my camp as well. And there. 5 scheme advantages happen just as I unlock a new perk for diplomacy. So let's get the perk first. I believe, if I remember correctly, we wanted to get August. Until contract prestige awards plus 20%. It came at a perfect time because we're about to complete a contract. This one, sway phase length. This were sway schemes. Opinion gained with officers recruited via Scout for Talent plus 25. So that's good. Yeah, but we're going to get known name first. Let's look at the contract first. They will not give me any prestige? Oh, because this is a criminal contract. So yeah, criminal contracts don't give prestige. But if I fail, I spend 156. But yeah, they don't pay me prestige when I succeed. Because it's not a prestigious thing to be a criminal. So yeah, this will not affect me now. So it's not perfect timing. The timing doesn't matter at all. But I will unlock it nonetheless. And then night effectiveness per diplomacy skill. Increased bodyguard aptitude. I will get benevolent intent first. And then camp guard. But for now, I will execute this scheme because it's already at 100%. Seize the moment. There's 306 gold. Let's go back home. Without friends or protection, I am interrupted from my stroll near the edge of the proving grounds by the approach of a nervous stranger, a woman who introduces herself as Vijnanavati and is clearly as alien to Kozelhoma as I. Kozelhoma is the place we're at, right? Yep. Lord, you and I both know that these lands have no truck with those who worship differently from the lords and ladies. Momentarily she pauses, steeling herself for clearly expected rejection. I understand if you've already too many people to care for, but if you'll have me, I'll serve you loyally all of your days. Okay. She's not of my faith, but she is Hale. But she's also 48, so she cannot have children anymore, so that Hale does not matter. She's also under 15 learning. Her best stat is prowess, which is useless. Yeah, so she's not worth it. But if she's coming for free, I'll take her, but she's not worth it. She becomes my friend and joins my camp, of course. Help her find a home elsewhere, which increases... Oh, she's Kamrupi. Okay, cultural acceptance is at 0 at the moment. I would like to enhance it because my first wife is Kamrupi. Or Begone Vagabond. I gain 150 prestige. I did use a lot to record my travels. But I'm still at 3,900, almost 4,000, so I don't need it. Let's help her find a home elsewhere. Increase cultural acceptance. And I would like to see then, once I do this, it's at 2%, but I'm still losing 0.6 per month. Why is the question. It's because of normal decay. I lose 0.6 per month. However, my yearly gain is at 0. Even though I have cultural blending and egalitarian, those increase my cultural acceptance by percentages. But if my yearly gain is 0, then as you've learned in 2nd or 3rd grade math class, 0 times anything is always 0. So 25% of 0 is 0, 35% of 0 is 0. So my percentage increases don't actually increase anything. So that's unfortunate. But at least I got it up to 2 again. Let's go back home now with my 600 gold. Another naked person. The altar of Sangpo Bungtree. Sangpo is a cultural group. I had been warned that the Karwe Bonpos, which is a religion, practiced human sacrifice, but never had I imagined that I would bear witness to such a sacrifice. On a stone altar, I see a man stripped nude, laminated to the surface with tightly wound ropes. I simply can't believe what I'm witnessing. He pulsates rapidly with each rapid breath, his bloody eyes pleading with me to interfere. I watch helplessly, longing to stay the knife and postpone his journey to oblivion. So, Poe, are you good? You had a intrigue education, but you only got 1 star, amateurish plotter, probably because you're trusting, just, and honest, neither of which help your intrigue. Honest is -4 to intrigue, just is -3 to intrigue, trusting is -2 to intrigue. So your intrigue is 0. I mean, perhaps I can buy this wretch's freedom. Would stress me out because I'm paranoid, and I would lose 50 gold. So the character doesn't like it because he's paranoid. I don't like it because I'm wasting gold. He does get recruited, but as we saw, not really worth it. I did gain 60 fame though. Before I even make a decision, I gained 60 fame just for my storyteller perk. Yeah, I must simply look away. That's what I'm going to do. It's unfortunate, but I'm not willing to spend the gold. I come across a man while passing through Zibde. He is unguarded and slowly shakes his head as I approach. Okay, so this guy wants to be a stooge. You've got the face of a stooge, I'll give you that. I just looked at his face over here. I thought he looked like a stooge over here. He looks even more like a stooge over here. Ugly. Yeah, you telling me. At least he's a poet. He's an ugly poet. Let me see. He would be a good stooge. Yep, I could have told you that just by looking at him. But no, his stats are not really that good. They're not worth recruiting. Especially not for 75 gold. Hit the road, you useless fop doodle. And I'm back at camp. Wait, I got a new cover? Oh, a 2-star Uncover Secret. Uncover Secret is my favorite contract. Now, I think I'm repeating myself by explaining this, but the reason it's my favorite contract is because once I uncover this secret, I will succeed at the contract. But once the contract ends, the secret does not go away. I still have that secret. And so then, because of my intrigue lifestyle and because of my golden obligations perk, which is in the stewardship lifestyle tree, I can then demand payment for that secret. This is brown, but it's no danger. Okay, let's travel to accept. Then I can blackmail that secret and demand payment for the hook that comes out of the blackmail. Or if he declines my blackmail, I can expose the secret and gain prestige for it. Either way, I win. It's a win-win situation when I get secrets, and it's a win-win-win situation when it's part of the contract to get the secret. Classified information. Yeah, so it looks like it's the same event every time. This person is muttering to themselves, and then I have to either get closer and eavesdrop to learn the secret, lie about the secret, say that I learned the secret even though I didn't, and then just make up something, or I can threaten her to tell me the secret. This is the first time I've seen an 80% success chance with a threat. Usually it's in the 60s. because my prowess isn't that high. Although, it went all the way up to 19 thanks to the Wayfarer trait. So that's probably why it's at 80%. Either way, I always side a little closer because this is an intrigue challenge. And my intrigue is at 49, highest in the world. Let me just double check that, make sure I'm still number one. We're looking at all 24,468 characters the game has generated in this world. And we sort them by intrigue. And yep, I'm still number one. Sambonas over here overtook the Emir for number 2. That's probably because the Emir is in poor health. So yep, best in the world at intrigue. So let's go with this intrigue challenge. I failed! I cannot believe this. This is the first time I failed this contract. You fool, you brooding debaucher. High Chiefess Baninera is not much impressed by my efforts to uncover Drone Malone's secret. I simply must know that secret. Everyone I send is either incompetent or some petty liar. I had thought you might break that streak. She gestures at the door, lip curled. Get out. Hopefully our paths never cross again, Leader Zappa. Ooh, I spent 62 prestige. She loses 50 opinion of me. She's at negative 100. That was a 96% chance. It's the first time I failed this secrets contract. And it was a 2-star too. This was the worst time for me to fail a 96%. I can demand payment from my son. I'm not going to do that. The hook I have on him is a head of household hook. Yeah, I'm not going to demand payment for that hook. It's the only hook I won't demand payment for. Still, I can't believe I failed that contract. I'm in shock. I never fail uncover secret contracts. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. This one, Train Knights. Is that Marshall? Marshall or Prowess? Marshall is my worst stat. Prowess is at 19, which is excellent. So it's really important to figure out which one of these two stats is the one that I'm going to be using for this contract. She wishes to keep her champions in fighting shape. So I think Prowess would be an experienced commander or swordsman is sought to pass down their knowledge. Okay, so I think you could use either or. I do have 19 prowess and something which I almost never point out because I almost never have to use. I am an aspiring blade master. It's the first time I've pointed this out since I got the trait. So I think I could do this contract as long as there's a prowess challenge and I go by the prowess challenge. But this one is burning property. But before I do anything, what I want to do is train for a grand tournament. I do have that decision available, do I not? Okay, I do. But I have to first, there has to first exist a contract. So I can now make a request of this guy who's in my role of patrons for a grand tournament. Wait, is the game paused? I don't want any time to go by. Yes, the game is paused. So I will request him to hold the grand tournament. He loses 50 opinion on me because I used them for favors, but he's already at plus 80, so this will take him down to plus 30, which is fine. It'll cost me 400 prestige, which again I have plenty of, so that is fine. I only have 7 renown, so the fact that I have 4,000 prestige is a lot. So let's make that request. And this guy was somewhere around here. So let's unpause. Wait, let's put this at 3 speed and then unpause. And there it is. Okay. I have to leave within 4 months. That's perfect. Because now I can train for the tournament and then leave for it. The call of the steel cannot go unanswered. I shall don my equipment and head to the training grounds for some practice. Effects. You and your champions will sharpen your skills. If successful, this will raise your prowess for the martial events of an upcoming grand tournament. I gain 165 stress because I'm a coward. But I don't care, game. I enjoy tournaments way too much to care about role playing at this specific moment. Plus 165 stress. I'm already at 82. That would make me 247 stress. Which is perfect, because then I can go on that hike I've been pushing off. But I'll go to the tournament first, then the hike. So let's start the training. 150 prestige. I have to use all of this prestige. Yes, I'm overwhelmed by stress. I'm at level 2 stress instantly, from level 0 to level 2. Lowers my fertility by 30%, a severe health penalty. But my health, even with all of that, hasn't even dropped to fine. It's still good because of all of these health boosts that I've been getting. I've done good with making sure this guy does not get into poor health. Ooh, for the first time, I'm starting to see his age. Look at his cheekbones. He has, what do you call those laugh lines? He's developing laugh lines there. He's starting to show his age. This is the first time I've noticed it. My wife has been malnourished this whole time, so she's looked like that since I married her at like 29, 30. Yeah, she's been malnourished this whole time. I don't know why. Probably because she's frail. But yeah, that's the first time he looks old to me. Man, the days sure go by. Tournament training. And then you turn to the right. Mahendravarman yells while dealing a powerful blow to my sword that makes me take a couple of steps back. They won't go gentle on you in the tourney, my lord, he says while drying the sweat from his forehead. If you want to win, you can't afford to lose. Not even to me. Not even once. Then I go, arg, like a pirate. And does this mean I gain a trait? What trait? I'm strong. I become strong. Through training and perseverance, Sapa has been granted a strong body, which is another medium health boost. +4 to prowess. And I think that's permanent, right? So it's a prowess challenge against Mahendravarman, which is my best knight. So I'm probably going to fail this. 21% chance I gain strong, and my prowess increases by 1. 46% chance my prowess increases by 1 only. 26% chance I gain well trained for 10 years, which is just an opinion for my vassals, which I have none. 5% chance I get hurt. And there's also a prowess challenge for every champion. 42% chance every champion gains 1 to prowess. 57% chance nothing happens. So let's see what the outcome is. It was, I think, the second best outcome. My prowess increases by 1. The training is impressive. So now that that's over and done with, let me unpause. A couple days go by just to see whether there's something else with the training. No, there's nothing else with the training. But I do have a mental break. Estranged authority. Of late, my followers seem to avoid me at all costs. I hear whispers that they think I will stop at nothing to achieve my ambitions, that nothing is sacred to me. But that just means that I lead with a firm hand. It doesn't mean that I'm a monster, does it? I don't want to see them either. I become reclusive, but I don't want to do that, especially since I already have the Confider trait. So Selbar will surely support me, or I don't need love, just obedience. But that just stresses me out even more. But no, Selbar will surely support me. If you're still stressed in 5 years, you may suffer another mental break. But this will get me down to level 1, 190 something stress. And then I'm going on that hike, which will probably make me lose all of my stress after the tournament. And so that's, in 5 years, I will definitely not still be stressed. Selbar will gain 20 opinion of me, but all courtiers will consider Selbar a sycophant, and they all lose 60 opinion of him. Oh, well, that's fine. I don't care about that. They're not losing opinion of me. They're losing opinion of Selbar because they think he's a kiss up, a suck up. I keep confusing saying kiss up instead of suck up. But yeah, he will surely support me. And there goes my stress. I'm down to 193. Let me let a couple more days go by. I'm no longer overwhelmed by stress. Okay. Now let's go to the tournament. It'll take me 28 days to get there, and I have to leave within 3 months now. So I'll get there with plenty of time. Search for secrets, scout for talent. Is there another option here that I've been ignoring? Appeasement, mellow journey. Circumspect. I think mellow journey would be the best, but receive fame for every visited holding. So that's every town, every castle, every temple I pass, like this right here, would give me 50 fame. And like this right there. And this right there. So it would behoove me to go through places that are built, that have a holding. For example, this county right here has no holding. There are no buildings. Unlike over here, there's a little building. So if I go through there, and then go through there, I would go through what? 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if where I start counts. I think where I end counts, but I don't know if where I start counts. So that's at least 4. So mellow journey, receive fame for visited holding. So I would go through at least 4 fame, 4 places that add fame. Let's try it out. I don't need to scout for talent every time. Let's go on a mellow journey. Reduces my travel speed by 20. So instead of 53 days, I would take 59 days. I have to get there in 3 months. I just realized this is a danger area. So I can avoid going through there by going through this building instead. Oh. Is there a building up here? No, there isn't. So let's go like we were doing before and then go through there instead. But now that cuts 2 buildings completely out of my path. And adds 1. So I've lost 1 building. Which is fine, I guess. As long as it's safe. But now it would take 2 months. The tourney starts in 3. And I would like to do some stuff when I get there, so let's not be mellow about this. If we make haste, we'll get there in 50 days, but it'll be very dangerous. So let's not do that. Let's scout for talent like we always do. And that only adds 2 days. But I think mellow only adds 4, right? At least 4. Yeah, let's be mellow. We have 3 months. Activity starts January 30th. We'll get there November 5th. Plenty of time to then explore the tournament grounds. And so let's join his tournament. There we go. There we go. There's 1 holding. Did I gain any fame? Hold on. For the next holding, I want to calculate it. I'm at 4388. 4388 fame. When I go through this place now. Okay, so I went through 1 holding. We were at 4388 fame. Now we're at 4409. So we gained 21 fame from that temple we just passed. Okay, I think that's worth it. Instead of scouting for talent. Oh, he had a hook on me and it has expired. This is the guy we confidence trickstered twice or maybe 3 times. And now we've come across a ruin. Scouting out ahead of the camp, I come across a ramshackle collection of traders. We've seen this before, okay. So they're holding up in a ruin. I can explore and try my luck in those ruins, but I'm paranoid, so that would stress me out. And I'm a coward, so that would stress me out even more. Better to stay safe and buy provisions. That gives me 519 provisions. And I'm not actually buying them because apparently it's not costing me any gold. So let's get some free food for nothing. That's what free means, I think. And we have arrived at the tournament. I have arrived at the site of the tournament here in Yanshiping. Though not all the revelers have yet arrived, throngs of people wander through the colorful surroundings, all looking forward to the forthcoming displays of skill and prowess. There is no time to lose. I must begin preparing. I must be a victor at absolutely any cost. I can't wait for it to start. And I think the game is paused at the moment. Araya Love, welcome. You're asking me what am I doing? Well, it's funny you should ask, because I believe this is a great spot to end today's stream. So what am I doing? I am currently ending the stream. Thank you to anyone who watched. I like that segue. You like that segue? I thought it was good. I feel like, I don't know why I said I feel like. What I should say is, thank you for everyone who watched, anyone who is watching, anyone who commented. My stream went down a couple of times, but I feel like it does that every stream. So I've just gotten used to it. Hopefully I didn't lose any viewers who, when it crashed, just decided to go watch something else. If you decided to stick around during one of the crashes, because they only last like 10 to 15 seconds. So if you just, thank you if you decided to stick around through one of those. If you didn't, but you came back at some point, still thank you. But if you want to catch anything that you missed, I upload all of my streams onto my YouTube channel. So you can catch all of the stream on my YouTube channel. I upload it as soon as the stream ends. Also, all of my previous playthroughs are on my YouTube channel. So the tag is the same as my Twitch. It's at A2Gamer. Same for my Instagram channel if you want to check that out. Same tag as well. I post whenever I'm going live on my YouTube and my Instagram. So next stream, which should be tomorrow. If you follow me on one of those two platforms, you should be able to see a post when I go live. I post on my YouTube community post. You can also check out my Twitter. I post when I go live there. It's at A2GMR. So it's not the same tag on Twitter. But it's at A2Gamer on everything else. I would appreciate it if you gave me a follow. If not, that's fine too. You know, it's your life. You can do what you want. No one's going to stop you. I'm not going to stop you. For now, though, I am going to stop this stream. Man, I am killing it with the segues. Again, thanks everyone who hung out. I will be back tomorrow. Same stream time, same stream channel. Thanks for hanging out.